You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, what it do, brethren and sisters and boys and girls, brothers and sisters, hermanos, mi hermanas, amigos, mi amigas, dudes and dudettes, ladies and lads, kings and queens and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is. A doctor's in the house. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. What it do, man. Wonderful Monday. Hopefully you had a good start of your week yesterday, Sunday, and, you brought it in with some good things and good cheer and good feelings and good emotions and happiness and glee and all them good things, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hopefully. But let's get right to it, man. We got my boy Pugilism in the building. What's good, brethren? You know what I'm talking about? Pugilism says, man, not the best look. Yeah, it's not the best look, man. We gonna get right to it, though. He said, you got your refunds? Okay, that's a good A. You got refunds. If they issued refunds, we can't complain. I mean, that's not true. You can complain, but I'm saying it's a little less complaints. You know what I'm saying? That's a good look. That's a good look, man. But before we get to it, we got to start off with our prayer. So please join me and bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you for waking us up, Lord. And please let us approach this day with fervor, with intention, with direction, and with your protection, Lord. And please just lead us down the right path, Lord. Even when we get confused or we get lost, please you always find us. Please let us find you and seek your clarity and especially when we can't depend on our own understanding. We ask that you not only just guide us on our path, but also clear out the path and walk with us and carry us, to our goals. And please let us approach every situation with a calm mind, with a calm spirit, and clarity, as opposed to being impulsive and rash and egotistical. But also too, let us give forgiveness to those that do us dirty or do us wrong, and also let us have patience with others, and that way, you know, people will have patience with us. Through Jesus' name, thank you, Lord. Amen. Amen, amen. So yeah, man. So there's a couple things we want to talk about, man. Also, I want to start off the show on a good note, you know, and that's the good note is that Abdullah Mason did his thing, man. He beat Jeremiah Nakatia, you know, the American. Is Abdullah Mason a prospect now, or is he a contender? I mean, he's ranked number 2 in the WBO. I think he's a contender, but he's still young, so I would say a young contender as opposed to a prospect. The young American contender did his thing, man. Abdullah Mason, you know, he had the spotlight placed on him. He always has a spotlight placed on him. He moved up from the co-main to the main, and he did his thing, you know, against a very game veteran, tough fighter in the Namibian Jeremiah Nakatia, man. And I thought it was great. I did not expect him to make it look that easy. I thought he was going to struggle a bit, and I want to give him all the credit, because when you don't struggle and I expect you to struggle, man, that's impressive, you know. I don't think that in hindsight I would say that Nakatia is not good, because, you know, a lot of people, we don't like to give credit, man. You know, us as a whole, you know what I'm saying? Me, you know, especially my fellow Americans, you know, we like to see something, and we will talk about how difficult the task is, but then when the task is complete, we try to minimize it. No, Abdullah Mason did his thing, man. Jeremiah Nakatia, he has losses against guys like Shakur Stevenson. Ernesto Mercado's not really, you know, the jury's still out on him, but he has a loss to him. It's not a bad loss. And Raymond Morataya, you know, who's just been elevated to a champion after beating Zaur Abduliev and Lomachenko retiring. He's the IBF champion. So Nakatia, he has a couple losses, but they're not bad losses. And now you can add Abdullah Mason to that list, and that's a pretty good, you know, that's a very good win, man. So I'm looking forward to Abdullah Mason, man. Is a title shot next in his future? I don't know. You know, he's a young bull, like I said. We see another young bull in the WBO who's a prospect, I would say a young contender, because he's ranked highly, right, in the WBO as well. And Xander Zayas, right? He's getting a title shot against Jorge Garcia Perez, because the 154 WBO belt was stripped from Sebastian Fedor, because the WBO did not approve of his next opponent being Tim Tszyu, right? And so that led to a vacancy. And now Xander Zayas, the young contender, young American contender, Puerto Rican, which is America, you know, people get that confused, but anyway, you know, Puerto Rican contender Xander Zayas, he will be fighting Jorge Garcia Perez, who just upset Charles Conwell, and they'll be fighting for a vacant title. So is Abdullah Mason on that same manifest? I mean, we'll see. And I think that he could be on that against the number one ranked contender is Sam Noakes. You know, that'd be a good fight. You know, I have Abdullah Mason. I'm not sure if that'll happen next, but that could potentially happen, as Sam Noakes is ranked number 1 and Abdullah Mason is ranked number 2. And that'd be a good fight for the vacant WBO belt. Do I think that Abdullah Mason is ready to be a title holder? I mean, you rank number 2, you rank so highly, I mean, you kind of don't have a choice, because that's where your position puts you at, you know. So, but what if it was up to me, I would prefer him to be brought on slowly. I even said with Xander Zayas, I don't think that he should have fought Sebastian Fedor. Now it's different because he is fighting for a vacant title. Same with Abdullah Mason, potentially. We're just speaking potentially now and speculating. I think it's a little different, but I would like to see these young fighters like Xander Zayas, like Abdullah Mason, like Emiliano Vargas, like Floyd Kid Austin Schofield, even though he's been looking shitty with his ducking and stuff like that with Shakur Stevenson. I would like to see them not brought on slower, but just brought on progressively, you know. And Abdullah Mason has been doing that with Top Rank. You know, he's been his diet of fighters of opposition has been getting progressively better, and that's how you bring forward a future champion, man. You don't rush him, man. You rush him and you can crush him. You know, we don't need that right now, man. We got my boy Oster in the building, big member in the building. What's good, brethren? So I just don't think it's necessary to rush these young guys. So me personally, would I like him to get a title shot next? Yeah, why not? But if it was up to me, I think ideally he would get like 1 or 2 more fights and then get a title shot. But he showed us that he's ready, man. He you know, it's just funny that Keyshawn Davis was talking trash to him about fighting him next, and then not only did Abdullah Mason did Keyshawn Davis not fight himself, Abdullah Mason took his position in his hometown as the main event. And I just think that's kind of poetic. You know, because Keyshawn Davis, man, you know, I don't like to call young brothers arrogant, but that was very arrogant of him, man. I think that, you know, since he's been a champion, he's been he's been acting, there's nothing wrong with calling out other fighters, you know. I don't want to say he's been arrogant. I want to put that on him, and I don't want to pile on, but he was very unprofessional. And like just the way he handled himself, you know, talking about Abdullah Mason, you could fight us next, but you're not even staying at 135. You said you had no plan. So now it looks like you were bluffing. It looks like if you look everything in hindsight, which I called it out at the very moment when he asked Abdullah Mason when they were sitting by each other in the press conference, just like, oh, you want to fight next? I said, bro, Keyshawn Davis knows definitely that at the end of the day, even if he wants to fight, Bob Arum is not letting that happen. He's not letting his two budding stars fight each other this early in their careers. That's number one. Number two, I'm like, I'm not even sure how long they'll be in the same division, and sure enough, all that came into fruition. So, I thought Keyshawn Davis, he does look very bad, man. And that's not even to get into the fact that he missed weight. That's not even to get into the fact that he thought, despite missing weight, that Edwin De Los Santos was some puppet that he was just going to still fight anyway, and take advantage of. I thought that was weak and cowardly. And then in addition to that, we already know about the physical altercation that transpired backstage with Nahir Albright, which is very juvenile and immature. However, I want to get into it right now. I want to say this, man. I feel like a lot of people are piling on, and he deserves it. I'm not defending it because he looked bad, you know what I'm saying? And when you do something wrong, you should be able to be critiqued, because if you're not critiqued and you don't have accountability, then you will not be able to correct yourself moving forward. However, I will say this, I'm very different, and I'm very consistent. I'm very objective. I'm very observant. I'm seeing a lot of people, a lot of boxing pundits, a lot of boxing experts, a lot of boxing aficionados, a lot of boxing content creators, and such and so forth, so on and so forth. They're very hard on Keyshawn Davis about this altercation and about his lack of professionalism. And I have no problem with that, because I am too. I think that he should be stripped, as he was. We knew that was going to happen. I think that he should be punished. We have yet to see any punishment yet. That doesn't mean it won't happen, but we have yet to see any punishment or reprimand. I think he should be suspended. I do. However, I said that about Janabek as well. When Janabek missed weight, not only did he not get stripped by the WBO, he kept his belt and the fight was canceled. And then he just rescheduled against Andre Mikhailovich. Nobody said anything. That was unprofessional, because that's essentially missing weight. He missed weight so bad that the event was canceled. You understand what I'm saying? And he had the WBO belt and he had the IBF belt, and there was no repercussions besides the fact that he just had to reschedule the date with Andre Mikhailovich and whooped him. So if everybody was quiet then for Janabek, then you need to be quiet now. Also, when Ryan Garcia missed weight, 3 pounds against Devin Haney, nobody said anything, right? They just said, oh, okay, he missed weight, so what? They even questioned if PEDs matter, and they questioned if missing weight matters, right? So if you're quiet about Ryan Garcia, you need to be quiet about Keyshawn Davis now, because it's the same situation. What about when Gustavo Limos, who fought Keyshawn Davis, came in 6 pounds overweight? Nobody said anything. Nobody killed him for being unprofessional. So if you're quiet about his lack of professionalism, then you need to be quiet now. But I also said about Gustavo Limos, when Gustavo Limos fought Keyshawn, I said Keyshawn should not take the fight. I also said that Devin Haney shouldn't take the fight against Ryan Garcia. And then coincidentally, not so coincidental, it's just me being consistent, when Keyshawn Davis missed weight, the first thing I said in that weigh-in and on the Twitter when Ring Magazine announced it before the fight was canceled, because they tried to renegotiate, but before they even tried to renegotiate, I said that Edwin De Los Santos should cancel the fight. He shouldn't take the fight, because it shows a lack of professionalism, and you owe that to each other, and to make sure that you're fighting on an even playing field as much as possible. What's up, Bill? Bill Haney in the building. So I just think personally that a lot of us in the media, including myself, I mean, when we get bigger and stuff like that, we'll have more pull. But I think a lot of us, we need to practice accountability, not just for the fighters, but also for ourselves. So if you're quiet about some of these missteps about some boxers, then you should also be quiet about the missteps of other boxers. And you should keep it consistent. And if you're vocal about other people messing up, then be vocal about other people messing up. Everybody messing up. And then not to mention with the run-in backstage, I thought that was very trash, because it looks like at the end of the day, shout out to Kelvin Davis, he came out and stated and issued an apology on behalf of his brothers, right? And he said that they didn't jump anybody, despite what the media is saying. That is yet to be seen. I don't really care. I mean, I care. Hopefully they didn't jump anybody, but it looks like you did, right? And it's wrong, and I will call that out too. And I think that you should be suspended for that as well. Not Kelvin Davis, because he wasn't involved, but Keon Davis and Keyshawn Davis, and anybody else that played a role of an antagonist in that situation. There's no room for that in the sport. However, we've seen people get jumped before, and we've seen brothers do it before, right? What about when David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez, and 3 of his teammates went in there and ran down on Caleb Plant and his trainer? Yeah, it was like 5-on-2. That you could go look at the video. Go check out my video if you don't know what I'm talking about. Check out my video. I just dropped it yesterday, and I show you the comparisons and the contrast, right? It's literally on YouTube, so there's no reason not to miss it. There's no reason for you to miss it. Literally, David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez, and like 3 other guys ganged up on Caleb Plant and his trainer in the gym while they were training. Literally jumped him. No one said that their career was over. In fact, David Benavidez bounced back, right? And I like David Benavidez. When I saw it, I was like, dang, I just shook my head, and I even laughed about it, to be honest. I said, it's unfortunate, but I don't take it that seriously because these are fighters. Not saying that they should fight outside the ring, but sometimes it's hard as a fighter to cut that switch off. Let's face it. These guys get paid to fight. That's what a pugilist is. When you practice pugilism, that means you practice fighting. So some people are more prone to fight than others, and some verbal altercations can lead to physical altercations when you're fighters. You know what I'm saying? And that's just for normal people, So do I think Team Benavidez is wrong? Yes. Do I think Team Keyshawn is wrong? Yes. So, but what I don't think is that if you're gonna punish Keyshawn, I think Keyshawn should be punished, and you can even set a precedent with Keyshawn. But don't omit the fact, that these things have transpired in the past. Not to mention with Caleb Plant, we can stick on Caleb Plant, right? Caleb Plant, I'm not even talking about the Jamal Charlo issue. He slapped the hell out of Jamal Charlo. But we laughed about that, right? But you're not laughing about this one. Why is that? I mean, Team Benavidez, they're American. Caleb Plant, he's American. Keyshawn Davis is American. So what's the difference? We all know the difference, though, right? Yeah, you know the difference. You may not want to say it, but that's what I'm here for. I'll say it. But anyway, Caleb Plant and his entourage was like 10 people. This is also on YouTube. You can go look it up. They jumped the hell out of that Egyptian boxer. I can't remember the Egyptian boxer. God forgive me for laughing. But that Egyptian boxer, I can't remember what the Egyptian boxer's name is. But Caleb Plant, you can go look it up on YouTube. This is the reason why I'm talking about it, because it's documented. It was like 10 of them, and they jumped one singular guy at an event, and it's on camera. No one said that Caleb Plant is needs to be removed from boxing. So why are you sharing this sentiment for Keyshawn? Why are you saying that he needs to be removed from boxing? I just don't understand it. I'm trying to figure it out. Can you tell me? Can you tell me why Keyshawn Davis needs to be removed from boxing, but you tolerate it from Team Caleb Plant? You tolerate it from Team David Benavidez? Oh, what about the Vargas brothers? Oh, they ran down on Rolly Romero, and David Morrell had to break that up. Did they need to be kicked out of boxing? Or did they get another chance? So I think Keyshawn Davis will bounce back fine as long as he wants to. If he doesn't want to, then that's different. Like if he does it again and does it habitually, consistently, repeatedly, then of course, kick him out of boxing. But everybody has a chance to bounce back. Everybody should have a chance to set things right. And I think he will bounce back because we've seen David Benavidez, who's a champion right now, a damn good champion at light heavyweight for the WBC. He bounced back. He's fine. Caleb Plant, we just saw him get upset, by Resendez. Shout out to Resendez. But he bounced back fine. So Keyshawn Davis will also bounce back fine, unless you don't want him to, because, we already know what time it is. Shout out to Pugilist. He said, Top Rank's not dumb. They are navigating and got a stable to hash out with all the young talent. Now Keyshawn gets the unpredictability and 140-pound interest. Davis bros showcase more, and Mason gains 135 high. Yep. Yugi was the name. Yeah, Yugi. Thank you so much, Bill Haney. Yeah, the Egyptian boxer. So I'm not saying that these things, quantity does not make quality, but I'm saying approach these things with the same amount of critiques, with the same grading rubric, and just be fair. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy Oscar in the building, big member in the building. He says, let's see. He said, Oster said, man, Keyshawn effed up, period. All that positive shit fucks the game up. Whoever do the dumb shit deserve whatever they get. I agree 1,000%. I still like him. However, let's get homie right. No. He needs to tighten up. Absolutely, he should be punished. I think he should be punished. I think he should be suspended. However, I don't think that he should be punished. He should be excommunicated from the sport. No, because we didn't excommunicate Caleb Plant. And Caleb Plant's a repeat offender. Caleb Plant's one of my favorite fighters. Oster, I be defending Caleb Plant. But, he done slapped Jamal Charlo. He done jumped Yugi, you know what I'm saying? And so these things happen. I'm not defending it. What I'm saying is that everybody should be held to the same standard. Don't try to hold somebody else to one standard and then decrease somebody else to another standard. You know what I'm saying? That's not right. And if you're our boxing media member, especially if you're Brian Campbell or Dan Canobio or Dan Raphael or whoever other boxing pundit that is being very critical, then you should also apply the same criticism to every situation, not just particular situations. You see what I'm saying? So that's just my personal opinion on it, man. But I think he could bounce back because other fighters have bounced back, so it is what it is, man. Shout out to Keyshawn Davis. I think that he needs to tighten up, and hopefully this will be a reality check. You know what I'm saying? Call himself the businessman. No, you the bad businessman right now. I'm talking about bad business. That's all bad business. You know what I'm saying? You getting the fight canceled in your hometown on your homecoming, and you get stripped of a title. Like, come on, bro. And then not only that, the ramifications and the repercussions with, like, what about all the local people that sponsored you? I'm talking about the businesses and the people who bought tickets, and you know what I'm saying, like the big celebrities that came out to see you. you let the event down, and of course with Top Rank, which I don't feel bad for Top Rank because Top Rank uses and spits out fighters like nothing, so I don't feel bad for them. But still, the fact still remains that you made Top Rank look bad as well, so they might be a little bit more hesitant to put you at the top of a bill, in the future. But like I said, everybody could bounce back. I think people are exaggerating how bad it is. It's crazy. They want fighters to be tough 1 second and then cut the switch off. But shout out to Nahir Albright too, man. I want to say a big salute to Nahir Albright. I think that I don't want to overshadow what he did as well. He said what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I thought he handled it with grace. He showed the utmost epitome of professionalism, and I like the fact that he just responded. He said, man, we just gonna pray for them, man. And he's a singer. I'm seeing people put on Twitter he got bodied by a singer. Like remember when Drake said the Meek Mill, but you get bodied by a singing brother. So to hear Albright really has like mixtapes and he really sings and stuff. So so Kelvin Davis got beat up by a singer. But I never thought Kelvin Davis was that good. No disrespect to Kelvin Davis, but he just didn't seem like he had the goods to me. Keon seems like he's pretty good. We already know Keyshawn is good. So it wasn't a surprise to me that Kelvin Davis lost. I actually picked Kelvin Davis to edge it out, but I knew it was gonna be a tough fight because Nahir Albright fought a tough fight with the better brother, with Keyshawn. You know what I'm saying? That was a tough fight. It was a majority decision in favor of Keyshawn initially, but then it was turned into a no contest because Keyshawn Davis had marijuana in the system, and in the state of Texas, that's a banned substance, so it was declared a no contest because of that. But originally, Keyshawn Davis won by majority decision. So, yeah, he's a tough fighter, and to hear Albright from Philly, and yeah, he did his thing, man. Salute to him, and he's already being called out by Ernesto Tito Mercado, which I don't really put any stock in. I don't think Tito Mercado's that good. He still has to prove it to me. He doesn't have any. I mean, his best win is Sniper Pedraza. Shout out to Jose Sniper Pedraza, but he's just on the decline, he's on a major decline. So I like Jose Sniper Pedraza, but he's not the same. Just like Deontay Wilder's not the same. Just like, any other one of these great fighters that go on a steep decline. It's like, yeah, you beat them. It's a good name on your resume from a personnel standpoint, but how much does it really prove? So Tito Mercado's calling out Nahir Albright. I think Nahir Albright's in a good position to actually get a rematch with Keyshawn, because Keyshawn, he doesn't have a belt. He's going to 140. I think he's going to be in a good fight next fight, but I don't know who. I don't think he should get a title shot at 140. I don't think he would. The only way he would have got a title shot is if he would have kept his belt and then used that super status to stake claim to the WBO belt at the weight class above, which is 140, which is Teofimo's belt. And we know Teofimo doesn't want to fight him, and he's already expressed that by revealing the negotiations between him and Turk involving Teofimo and Keyshawn Davis, that potential fight. And Teofimo, like everybody else, he's turned it down. He turned down Keyshawn Davis fight. He turned down a Jerome Boots fight. He turned down a Devin Haney fight. So Teofimo doesn't really want to fight anybody of any high caliber fighter. He just wants to talk. So we want to see how Keyshawn Davis bounces back. I think he can bounce back. Shout out to pugilism, and we'll see how it goes, man. So I just think I just think, man, we just got to be consistent, man. There's nothing wrong with critiques. I think Keyshawn Davis looks crazy. I think he looked very unprofessional, disgraceful, unbecoming, but I think he'll be able to bounce back, just like everybody else that bounced back, like Caleb Plant bounced back, Dave Benavidez bounced back, Jose Benavidez bounced back, who else? The Vargas bros, no one's holding that over their head, you know what I'm saying? Who else? That had altercations outside of the ring, so it is what it is, man. We'll see how it goes, man. He said Matias in between Shakur and Keyshawn after this next big Puerto Rican New York City card. Super Matias, I wouldn't be mad. I actually like that fight. Super Matias versus Keyshawn Davis. I like that fight, but I don't think that. You think that's next? I don't think that's realistic. I think that Super Matias gets a title shot next. I think Super Matias, whatever fight he fights next, right? He's fighting Alberto Puello. Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, he's fighting Alberto Puello. He literally has a title shot next. He's fighting Alberto Puello on the undercard of is that on the Pacquiao Barrios card? I can't remember. I have to look it up. But yeah, Alberto Puello is getting a title shot for the WBC belt at 140 against Alberto Puello. Now, if he beats Alberto Puello, could Keyshawn get that title shot? I still don't think so. But yeah, I would like that fight though. Just stylistically speaking, man, Matias versus Puello is a good. I mean, Matias versus Puello is a good fight too. But Matias and Keyshawn Davis is a good fight as well. But I personally believe that Keyshawn Davis is going to get like somebody that we haven't heard of. Because let's face it, right? Edward De Los Santos. What's next for Edward De Los Santos? A lot of people saying that, oh, he should get a title shot still. I disagree with that because I wouldn't be mad at it. But Edwin De Los Santos is ranked number 14 in the WBO, so you can't really say that he deserved a title shot now. But he was there to get one because it was a voluntary defense for Keyshawn. So anybody really would have essentially sufficed as a first defense, you know. And he picked Edwin De Los Santos, which is what he said verbatim, right? He was very expressive about that. So Edwin De Los Santos, he was going to get a title shot circumstantially, but he didn't deserve a title shot. I mean, he's been out the ring for 2 years. Last time we saw him, he lost to Shakur Stevenson in a terrible fight. You know, him and Shakur Stevenson put on a terrible show. Yeah, that fight was garbage. That fight was trash. That fight was basura.
Know your fucking place.
So,
trash.
I don't think that I don't think that I was gonna say I don't think that Edwin De Santos necessarily deserves it, but would I be mad? But yeah, he had a title opportunity snatched from him, which was unfair. But he did get compensated. You know, he got paid, and shout out to him. You know, I thought he did the right thing. But yeah, I wouldn't say he deserves it. Like I said, I think the WBO title, anybody deserves a title shot. It should be between the 1 and 2 guy for the vacant title, which happens to be Sam Noakes for number 1, and number 2 is Abdullah Mason. Karma says, "What's good, Karma?" Karma in the building, big member in the building. Said, I thought Puello lost his belt to Gary Anton Russell. No. Puello. Oh, you're saying you thought that Gary Anton Russell beat him? I was fine with Alberto Puello beating Gary Anton Russell. I thought that was a good fight. Could have went either way, but I thought the right person won. I thought Alberto Puello did a little bit more. I thought Gary Anton Russell was a little bit too. His style in that fight was a little bit too amateurish, you know, and sometimes he just seems like he has mental lapses where he just throws punches like he's in the amateurs just to throw punches without any real type of intent behind him as far as being precise, you know. So I was cool with Alberto Puello winning, but it was a close fight though for sure, you know. But now, you know, Gary Anton Russell is a WBA. He has a WBA belt. He beat the hell out of Rayo, you know what I'm saying? The Lightning. He beat Rayo Valenzuela and washed him. So he has a WBA belt. The WBC belt is held by Alberto Puello, and he skated by Sandor Martin in his last fight, which was a good fight. You know, Sandor Martin is a tough fighter. He's a tough fight for anybody at 140. He said, "Oh yeah, I was clowning him on Twitter." Oh, okay, yeah, you forgot. Now you good? 2 cents in the building. What's good? One time for the ladies. Let's get right. What the heck? It didn't work. There you go. Yeah, let's get right. Yeah. So Alberto Puello will be fighting Subro Matias next to defend his WBC belt. Gary Anton Russell, they were in talks for him to fight a couple people, but I haven't seen anything solidified, so we're going to wait, and I'll let you know about that. But yeah, Gary Anton Russell, he's been in talks with a couple people, one a little bit more serious than others, but we'll see how it goes. Bill Hayes says, "Karma, good morning, Queen." He said, "Tito versus Hitchens or Cambosa's next." Tito Mercado? What's up, Canelo? Tito Mercado versus Hitchens or Cambosa's? You think Tito should get the winner? I don't know, man. I mean, where is he at in the 140-pound rankings? I don't know, man. Like, I mean, he's been talking a good game. I like the fact that he's talking, but does he deserve a title shot? So the winner of Hitchens or Cambosa is the 140-pound IBF champion. Does Tito Mercado? Nah, I'm not going for that. But I mean, I wouldn't mind it. But nah, I don't think that that should be next in my personal opinion. He said Gary Anton Russell beats Puello in the rematch. I think he beats him in the rematch as well. If that happens, that'd be for a unification. That'd be a good fight. So we'll see. But Gary Anton Russell, he was in talks with Andy Hiroka. I don't know if you're familiar with Andy Hiroka, but he was actually, if Rayo beat Gary Anton Russell, according to rumors, it was going to be Andy Hiroka challenging Rayo Valenzuela for his belt, but of course he lost it. And so he was in negotiations. That's the guy who I was talking about with Gary Anton Russell. That was the most serious negotiations for Gary Anton Russell to defend his belt against the Ghanaian Japanese fighter Andy Hiroka, which would have been a good fight, right? He's a pretty good fighter, man. I would say his best win so far. He beat Ishmael Barroso, old man Barroso, Venezuelan fighter. But I say his best win is probably Jin Sasaki. You know, Jin Sasaki has one loss. He's the one that's gonna take on Brian Norman for his 147-pound WBO belt. And his one loss came to Andy Hiroka at 140. So Andy Hiroka is a very good fighter, in my opinion. I would like to see him fight Gary Anton Russell, but last time I checked, they were in negotiations. But then, you know, I haven't seen it. And I think a couple days ago, Gary Anton Russell has reportedly sent them a counter offer for what the original offer was. So that's the fight that is most likely to happen next, but I haven't seen anything solidified yet. So shout out to Andy Hiroka, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Gary Anton Russell, man. So whatever fight Gary Anton Russell's involved in is gonna be exciting, man. He's an exciting fighter. But yeah, man. So I think that there's a lot of things next. I was gonna say for Edwin De Los Santos, I think Edwin De Los Santos, what's next for him? The fighter at the Dominican Republic. I think anything could be next for him, man. I think 140 is a good division. Would I be mad at him getting a title shot? No, but do I think that's in his future, in his imminent future? I don't think so. He was gonna get one with Keyshawn Davis, and I don't think it's gonna happen now. And maybe he could get a title shot after. Now, could he get a title shot after the winner of Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes? That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? The winner of that fight, they become a champion, and then could they kind of repay Edwin De Los Santos by giving him a title shot? Boom, as a voluntary defense, cool. You know what I'm saying? I can see that happening. But he's ranked number 14 in the WBO. I don't really find it necessary for him to really be in a position to demand a title shot, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to the people out there in Top Rank. Shout out to Top Rank. I heard that they gave, shout out to Pugilism. He said that they gave everybody a refund and stuff like that, so that's dope. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, Two says I gotta hop on your show. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I've been trying to get on your show, but it's just like every time you go live, I'm live or I'm away. We go live around the same times, but I got to pull up on your panel. I was in there when you were live. What was it, yesterday? I was in there. You know, you be deep on the panel, so you be cooking on there. So shout out to you. Another news too. That I definitely want to come on and come check you out. But another news, we had Ja Pataya this weekend. He made quick work out of Claudio Squeo, the undefeated Italian fighter. Ja Pataya, I mean, he looked good. You know, Australian fighter. His IBF title for cruiserweight and the Ring Magazine cruiserweight belt. But I mean, what is there really to say? There's nothing to get excited about. If you saw that fight, you know, anybody else would have been called a weight bully, you know, because he looked like 2 times the size of Claudio Squeo. So there's nothing really to take from that fight. He beat the hell out of Claudio Squeo. Claudio Squeo was an undefeated fighter, but he never fought outside of his home country of Italy. This was his first time fighting outside of Italy, so we knew what time it was. And shout out to Ja Pataya. You know, everybody's a live dog that's in that ring, so you got to give him a little bit of credit for handling business in the fashion in which he did. But there's nothing really to take from it. I don't really feel like his stock has risen at all. I mean, he just went in there, beat a guy he was supposed to beat. You know, hopefully we get some unifications, you know what I'm saying, in the cruiserweight division next. But for me, you know, the Ja Pataya is what? He's another Eddie Hearn matchroom fighter, just like Jerome Boots Ennis is an Eddie Hearn matchroom fighter. And what I'm saying is that, you know, up until recently, you know, when Jerome Boots Ennis finally secured a unification fight with Mantis Stanionis, what were they saying? Oh, everybody's scared of Boots. I'm not saying that Boots is the best. I thought Boots was the best before he proved that he's the best, a unified champion at 147. But I was getting kind of exhausted with everybody saying, oh yeah, Brian Norman's ducking, the WBO champion's ducking, Mario Barrios is ducking, Stanionis, the WBA champion's ducking. It's like, okay, bet, yeah, these are boxers. Maybe 1 or 2 people are ducking, but everybody's not ducking. So let's try to find out why these fights are coming into fruition. And everybody said the same thing. I don't think the WBC champion Mario Barrios and the WBO champion Brian Norman and the WBA champion and Mantis Stanionis at the time, I don't think that they all got together and huddled up and conjured up a plan to all say, oh yeah, we're not getting offered enough money. No, I think the truth is closer to the fact that Eddie Hearn is being stingy and penny pinching, and he's not offering these fighters enough money to step in the ring. And you see what happened when he did. Stanionis stepped in the ring, and now we got Jerome Boots Ennis essentially emerging as the best fighter at 147-pound division, legitimately, right? Because he unified 2 of the alphabet belts, the WBA and the IBF, and he has the Ring Magazine belt. So not only is he the best in the division, clearly, he's also one of the best in boxing. You know, I think he's on the top 10 pound for pound list, being unified and the Ring Magazine champion. So what the correlation I'm making is that Ja Pataya is also a Eddie Hearn matchroom fighter. He's also a guy that claims that everybody's ducking him. You know, Zurdo Ramirez, who is the WBA, WBO champion, and Badu Jack, who's a WBC champion, right? And I just don't really believe that. Badu Jack, you know, he's a veteran. I'm not saying that I think Ja Pataya beats Badu Jack, of course. But I don't think that he's ducking him. You know, I definitely don't think Zurdo's ducking him. Zurdo been in the ring with Bivol, you know what I'm saying, and some other fighters too. So, you know, Zurdo is the one that's actually unified. He beat Gulamarian for the WBA belt, and then he just beat CBS, Chris Billion Smith, to unify the belts. So I don't think anybody's ducking. Right now, Zurdo is fighting his mandatory in Junio Dorticos to defend his WBA belt, you know, his mandatory call by the WBA. So he has to handle his mandatory, just like in the last fight. Well, the fight before last, Ja Pataya had to handle his mandatory against Hussein Sankara. Hussein Sankara suffered an injury. Then he got replaced by David Nika, right? David Naika, however you pronounce it, right? And he beat him, but that was for his mandatory. He just fought Claudio Squeo, who's ranked like number 14 or 15 as a voluntary defense. He had no reason to fight him. He could have he could have tried to see if he could have got in line to get a unification with Badu Jack. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that is more so the closer to the truth is that Eddie Hearn is not offering these guys enough money in order for these unifications to happen. You know, maybe not, it might not just be Eddie Hearn's fault. It might be a combination of Oscar as well, because we know how Oscar, you know, he be moving like a creep. But you know, it is what it is. You know, I think that the unifications will happen, but I'm not buying that people are ducking him. You know what I'm saying? Because you just fought a voluntary defense against an unknown Claudio Squayo, who never fought outside of Italy. He's ranked number 14. Badu Jack fought his essential mandatory when he fought Noel McCallan, right? And before that, Noel McCallan was scheduled to fight Ryan Rozicki, who was also his mandatory. So everybody else are fighting their mandatories, and you're not. You know, so I'm not saying that Jabatai is ducking. I think he does want the unifications, but I'm not going to go out my way to blame anybody else for these unifications not happening. I think it will happen. And in fact, I think it will happen on a 5v5 card, potentially between Golden Boy and Matchroom. I think that's what they're saving it for. But I don't think Zerto is scared of Jabatai or Badu Jack is ducking Jabatai, nor do I believe maybe Chris Billiam Smith. I don't know. I can't speak on that too much. Maybe he was when he was a WBO champion. Maybe he was ducking Jabatai. I don't know. But I mean, let's look at Jabatai's last opponents. He fought David Naike. He fought Claudio Squayo. Before that, he fought Jack One Smack Massey. I'm just not going for all this nonsense, man. I'm tired of everybody ain't ducking everybody, man. I just think that these fights will happen once we come out them pockets. You know what I'm talking about? That's my personal opinion. Shout out to D1 in the building, big member in the building. Go check out my boy D1. Hey, big GTD chain in the building. You feel me? Spam them GTD chains, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get the GTD chains on. You feel me? Shout out to my guy D1. Go check him out. Go check out 2 Cents. Go check out Karma as well. You know what I'm saying? Karma said they saved money not having to pay Keyshawn, so they didn't lose anything refunding them. That's crazy. Karma always the biggest cynic, man. They said they saved money not having to pay Keyshawn. That's true. But still, Keyshawn, you know, at the end of the day, we want Keyshawn to we want all fighters to be responsible, you know what I'm saying? Be a professional, you know, make weight. You know what I'm saying? Handle your end of the bargain. Don't try to shortchange people. Don't try to get a significant advantage over your opponent, because that's goofy. And, you know, when you do it, you know, look at how you look. You know, there's people out there ready to excommunicate you from the sport like it's never been done before. You know, I want to reiterate this. I'm not being an apologist for Keyshawn Davis. He was absolutely wrong. What I'm saying is that I'm not defending Keyshawn. I'm attacking those people that are hypocritical, that are habitually hypocritical. You know, that we've seen people, unfortunately, you know, we've seen Caleb Plant jump that Egyptian boxer Yugi. That's on camera. We've seen Team Benavidez, Dave Benavidez, Jose Benavidez, and like 3 other homies jump Caleb Plant and his trainer. We've seen that on camera in his gym. They invaded his space, right? So now we see Keyshawn Davis. We've seen the Vargas bros run down on Rolly Romero, and David Morrell had to break that up. Right? We heard about what the Figueroa bros did to my boy Mario Barrios, you know what I'm talking about? On behalf of their sister. Well, Keyshawn Davis and his brothers, they did that on behalf of their sibling, their brother. They were all wrong, but don't try to put a magnifying glass on one situation when there's been other examples of other situations where you didn't blink an eye. Hold everybody accountable. Hold everybody to the same standard. When somebody misses weight, shit on them. It's trash. Strip them, punish them. I think that Keyshawn Davis should be suspended. And even if he's the first person, set the precedent with Keyshawn Davis. However, if it happens in the future again, don't let anybody walk off scotch-free. Punish everybody. Because it's the same action. When Janabek missed weight, the fight just got rescheduled. He didn't get stripped for his WBO. Go look it up. He still kept his WBO. Keyshawn also has a WBO belt. He got stripped though. So in fact, he got punished more than others. And he should be punished. I'm saying he shouldn't. I'm saying he should be punished. But we want to keep consistency. That was not consistent. And guess what? Janabek is also a top-ranked fighter, just like Keyshawn's a top-ranked fighter. And the event was canceled, just like Keyshawn's event was canceled. So there's a lot of similarities, but people were quiet. So if you're quiet, then do me a favor and be quiet now. But if you're loud and vocal about it then, like I said that Janabek should have been stripped, just like I'm saying Keyshawn should have been stripped. I said Janabek should have been suspended, just like I'm saying Keyshawn should have been suspended. You see, that's consistency. But a lot of people, they can't do it because they lack accountability. And they don't, you know, that people just talk about what they see. You know what I'm saying? It's like we call Tank Davis, we say, oh, Tank is cherry picking by bringing Lamont Roach up. Lamont Roach is a champion at 130-pound division. He's a good fighter, and he's been around the 135-pound level before. Nick Ball is a champion. He just brought up TJ Doheny coming off a stoppage loss at 122. No one said he cherry picked. In fact, he's about to fight another guy, Sam Goodman. And where's Sam Goodman at? Sam Goodman fights at 122. He's bringing up another guy, 2 guys consecutively, back to back like a Drake song. No one said that he's cherry picking. Why not? Because you don't notice, right? Or is it because you don't care? Or is it because you think that certain fighters should do certain things and you want to reprimand them or punish them or critique them unfairly and unjustly? You know what I'm saying? Just keep the same energy for everybody. That's all. I'm very big on consistency. You know what I'm saying? That's my only issue. But I think Keyshawn Davis should definitely get punished. We got my boy Ryan Frazier, Boxer Talk Up North in the building. Big North in the building. Go check out my boy Big North, man. Go check out my boy Big North. It's still not right. You don't have to do what others do, Doc. We black. We can't do what others do unless we want to get ridiculed just the way it is. They gotta get it for the slightest shit. They gonna get him for the slightest shit. But that's my point. Also, I never said it's not right. I mean, I never said it's right. So I literally said that he should be punished. So I know you're not, I know you're just speaking, but I literally said that he should be punished. People can hear what they want to hear. When you bring up other examples, I'm just giving you examples to show you that other people did the same thing. This is not unprecedented. It's not unprecedented from the brothers jumping somebody. It's not unprecedented from him missing weight. It's not unprecedented from an event getting canceled. Those are the similarities, the comparisons that I'm making. I'm saying the only contrast is not the action. The contrast is the result and how it's handled by the media. That's the only difference. The difference is not what happened. We've seen this before. So once again, I will say, I feel like I can say it 1,000 times, but I can't help. I can only help what I say. I can't control what people hear and what they comprehend and what they accept. I literally said that Keyshawn Davis should be punished. I literally said he should be critiqued. I'm saying that others should be critiqued also. Others should be reprimanded also. I can't say it any more clear than that. You see what I'm saying? So I can't help what people hear and what they want to accept from when I speak. You know what I'm saying? But I can only control what I say. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. But I know you're not saying that, Oster. I'm just speaking on for those that where words fall on deaf ears, because you know what I'm saying, they see as you saying, oh, you're defending Keyshawn. No, I'm saying Keyshawn should be punished. Keyshawn deserves more punishment than he's getting. But let's be fair, and other people deserve to get the same amount of negative media attention from others, and it doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, what nation you represent, what religion you are, what sexual orientation you have. If you're tall, short, small, skinny, big, large, everybody should keep the same energy, because when we judge actions, it shouldn't matter if I slap an old lady or if you slap an old lady, Oster. If just because you're more popular than me, we still both slap the old lady. So if I should get punished, you should get punished too. Nobody should get away scot-free. You see what I'm saying? We judge the action, not the person that's doing it. That's why when I made the comparison, when I talked about Diddy, you know, with Diddy, I know it's kind of different, but hear me out, chill out, right? Hear me out, man. Hold tight. I'm gonna bring it all together. So Diddy, right? You think that somebody broke? You think, and no disrespect to Cassie, I'm not judging the entire situation. I'm just speaking. You think people would tolerate a broke man making sexual pass? Like let's talk about, forget Cassie because that's a little touchy, right? Let's talk about Fabulous and Jadakiss. Remember that one video or that clip where Diddy like made a pass at them, talking about I'm gonna take you shopping, daddy, or something like that? You think that Fabulous and Jadakiss would have tolerated that from a broke dude? Or somebody that didn't have Diddy's stature or fame or popularity? No, it's because it's not the action. It's because Diddy's doing it. Okay, man, I'm gonna give Diddy a little bit extra leash because it's Diddy. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you get in bad situations, because you try to gain the world and you lose your soul in the process. You know what I'm saying? You don't stand 10 toes down on business. You see what I'm saying? You were letting certain people do certain things because of their status, and that's how you get lost. That's how you get in abusive relationships. That's how you get beat up. That's how you get picked on. But if you treat everybody the same, if somebody calls you stupid or somebody slaps you in the face, and you let it go because they're rich, or you let it go because they're popular, or you let it go because they're bigger than you, then you probably gonna get slapped again and again and again. But if you stand up to the little guy slapping you, and you also stand up to the big guy slapping you, I guarantee you won't get slapped no more. I guarantee it. Yeah, we gonna pause that. No Diddy. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times these people that are victims, they're also guilty of using people as well, because you're gonna tolerate this more from this person because you're looking at your personal gain, and you're like, okay, bet I might let them do this to me because I gained this, or I gained this, so I might tolerate this. But no, if you just don't tolerate no nonsense, period, regardless of who's doing it, then the world would be in a much better place. So same thing with this boxing stuff. It's not that we had never seen this type of antics before. It's not that we never seen this type of unprofessionalism before, a lack of professionalism. We've seen it before. But certain media members, a lot of media members, are only talking down now. Why didn't you talk down when Caleb Plant jumped the Egyptian fighter? Oh, but you celebrated that you said he's tough. Why didn't you talk down on Team Benavidez when they ran down on Caleb Plant and jumped them? Oh, it's cool. But Keyshawn Davis does it. Now it's cool to be critical. We should always be critical. Like I said, I mean, you could, you know, when I'm glad I advocated for Edwin De Los Santos to to cancel the fight. But I also advocated for Devin Haney to cancel the fight when Ryan Garcia missed weight. I also advocated for Keyshawn Davis to cancel the fight when Gustavo Lemos missed weight. So that's what I'm saying. So just keep the same energy, man. And that's what we're here to hold them accountable, man. Yeah, we gonna pause that.
No, did he?
We gonna pause that. So yeah, I'm just saying. Boxer Guru said, okay, I didn't know they find him. A rich man will change a poor woman's life forever, but a rich woman won't look in the direction of a poor man. Flatbush in the building. Okay, he talking about life ain't fair. That's a fact. You're right. Life is not fair. We're not here to help folks think, Doc. I feel you. Yeah, no, but you're right. Life is not fair. So yeah, I'm not here to help people think. You're right. I gotta say what I say, and then I can only express it. I feel like I articulate myself very well, and I can't help what people hear. You know, Lamont Roach can't be anyone's cherry pick. Haters use terms like that, regurgitating all the BS with their. Hey, talk to him, D1. Once again, my boy D1. I'm gonna read that again. D1 says Lamont Roach can't be anyone's cherry pick.
Yeah.
Haters use terms like that, regurgitating all the BS.
Yeah.
From their favorite YouTubers.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And that's the thing. People don't think for themselves, man. Like a bunch of zombies, bro. A lot of times people don't have their original thought. They don't have any genuine ideas or opinions. They just hear it from one place, and because they're popular, they think it sounds good. They're going to regurgitate it in another place. Or they're going to manipulate their opinions to match whatever setting that they're in, like a chameleon. And the chameleon, to me, I can't be a chameleon. I got to be 100 wherever I am and whoever I am, because a chameleon is too close to a snake. You know what I'm talking about? All them reptilians. Ain't nothing reptilian about me. It's about time and the position that he was in and the people he disappointed. I agree to. Once again, like I said, I think he should be punished. I think he was fined or whatever. He should be suspended. Not only that, I also think, and this might be too harsh. D1 might think it's too harsh. 2 Cents may think it's too harsh. Flatbush may think it's too harsh. Oscar may think it's too harsh. I think that Bomac should be reprimanded as well, because there's no way that you could tell me that his trainer, and this is me, I was just an amateur boxer. I'm not even a professional, right? Or wasn't even a professional. A professional boxer, that means you come with millions of dollars, a price tag. Like you said, so many people that he disappointed, right? You come with expectation from a monetary level and from an expectation level from a personal level, right? So as an amateur, my trainer knew I was on weight, if I was on weight or not. He knew if I was on weight or not. And if I wasn't, it wasn't be no 4 pounds. And maybe I would have been off of weight by a half a pound. You know what I'm saying? A couple grams, couple ounces. You know what I'm saying? 0.1 pounds. 4 pounds is crazy. So I don't care how shocked Bomac looked. Bomac wasn't shocked because he missed weight. He was probably shocked the large quantity, the amount that he missed weight. He wasn't shocked that he missed weight. Get out of here, man. You've been in you didn't put him on the scale one time? You ain't put him on the scale last week? You ain't put him on the scale 3 days ago? Stop it, man. I like Bomac. I think Bomac's one of the best trainers, but you cannot convince me that Bomac did not know. Just say, but look, the crazy part is, 2 Cents, I keep the same energy with everybody. I also said that Derek James should be held accountable for Ryan Garcia coming in on PEDs. I don't care. Negligence is still wrong. If I mess around and I'm in Florida. If I intentionally leave my dogs in the car, I'm gonna get punished for it. If I do it on accident, I'm gonna still get punished for it, because negligence is not an excuse. That's part of being an adult. You see what I'm saying? So, especially with Reynoso, shout out to Reynoso. Cinnamon's one of my favorite fighters, is my favorite fighter. I think he should be punished. 14 fighters that pop dirty in the span of 9 years is crazy. You got Ryan Garcia affiliated with your gym. He wasn't Reynoso's fighter. Derek James obviously was, but he's still been affiliated with Reynoso's gym. You got Jaime Munguia been affiliated. You got my boy Cinnamon being affiliated. You got I don't think it's different at all. You should, if you miss weight, if you're freaking, if you're on PEDs. Now, and I'm gonna take it a step further. I think the promoters should be punished as well. I think they should be fined. I think that, because you know why? Because Golden Boy Promotions was paid when Ryan Garcia cheated Devin Haney. Why are they getting money? They didn't take any punches. I think that they should have to forfeit some of their money. I think the trainers, they should be, maybe their license be revoked for maybe like a span of 6 months. I'm not saying that the punishment has to be equal and even. I think the fighter should get the most punishment, but no, I think that the whole team should be held accountable. That's your fighter. When your fighter looks good, you look good, right? So when your fighter looks bad, you look bad. I mean, this is we say it's an individual sport, but it does have a team aspect to it, and the team aspect comes from your head coach, it comes from your promoter, it comes from your nutritionist, it comes from your strength and conditioning coach. It's like tennis, right? Tennis is a solo sport. You don't think that Serena Williams, gets love? Her father and her trainers get love for how they impacted and influenced her career, and Venus Williams, and shout out to Coco Gauff, who just did her thing. You know what I'm saying? Roland Garros. You don't think that they get love? You don't think Novak Djokovic trainers get love? You don't think in basketball, OKC, you don't think that coach is getting love? Of course. And when they look bad, they get fired. And you know, even if they don't even look that bad, even if they look good, they might get fired. Like Tom Thibodeau, how he just got fired by the Knicks. You know, Knicks are trash anyway. But I'm talking about as an organization. But no, they should be reprimanded. I'm not saying that they should get the same amount of time. No, of course the majority of the blame and responsibility goes on the fighter. But I think as you operate as a team, it's like it takes a village, man. It takes a village. Everything should be everything. Because if I win, Derrick James gonna get trainer of the year. If I win, Robert Garcia gets trainer of the year. If I win, Reynoso gets trainer of the year. So if I lose or if I cheat, if I look bad, then my boy, you got to hold some of that responsibility too. Because even if you didn't give me, even if you're not the supplier of the PEDs, you might not have known it was in there, but you probably looked away. You know, you probably smelt it. you probably seen the dude, you know, dealing it a little bit. Or you probably looked away. You know what I'm talking about? No, bro. Nah, negligence. No. Yeah, it just happened too much. So, you know, Oscar around here parading, acting like Ryan Garcia didn't do anything wrong. No, bro, he's able to do that because he has no punishment. You know what I'm saying? They just move on to the next one. No, bro, Eddie Hearn for Conor Benn, he should be punished as well. No, bro, you got to pay some money, man. People be dying in the ring. Yo, already in the building, big member in the building. God bless you as well, my brother. We got Al Booger in the building, big member in the building. Shout out to my boy Al Booger, man. Oh, come on, Al Booger. Yes, sir. Shout out to Coco Golf, man. Yeah, we watch sports. You saw how her opponent, I'm going to be honest. I don't really think her opponent, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't really know if her opponent, I can't remember her name right now. But I'm not going to say that she really tried to diss her, but it did come off like she was dissing her, talking about Coco Golf ain't really playing incredible. I think she was just trying to say that she didn't play like exceptionally well. It's just that she tried to take more responsibility and say that I could have played better, but it just came out wrong. You know, that's how I take it, but I don't know. What you think about that? That was crazy. Running Reb in the building. My brother, what's good? He said, Tusa said, facts, Dr. Boxer, they've been on BS. I tried to tell y'all about the games. Nah, see, you be going too... See, Tu said you be going too far with it. You be trying to put it on Terrence Crawford. Come on now, that ain't Terrence. I ain't gonna say you gonna blame the other fighter now. Come on now, but the trainer, yeah, I feel like you got to get some of that. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying the extent of the punishment, but I think you should be reprimanded a little bit, even if it's a little, hey man, you know, bet your guy came in overweight. Okay, you can't be in the corner for your neck. Not that you can't train him, but let's say who's Bomac trained? Let's say his next fight is with Terrence Crawford. That's too big of a fight. We're not going to go down road. But let's say he has Keyshawn Davis. He has Lester Martinez. Let's say Lester Martinez has the next fight. He could train him, but because Keyshawn Davis came in overweight, you can't sit in the corner on fight night. Something like that. Just something to make him feel the pressure of not doing what was right. You feel me? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it has to be, oh, you got to be banned for 2 years. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the extent, but let them feel something. You know what I'm talking about? That's it. You know, I'm talking about the team. That's what I'm referring to. Okay. I got you. Hey, it's your opinion anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just get passionate. You know, hey, I ain't talking at you. I'm talking to you. You know, it's love. I just get passionate because I'm on the mic. But anybody could call up, man. Call up and let me know if you have anything you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like my dog, like the boss lady 2 cents, man. Drop your 2 cents on the channel, man. Go follow 2 cents. You know, she's a dope content creator. Sabalenka. Yeah, Sabalenka. Thank you. It's like her first name started with an A. I can't remember. Something Sabalenka. Yeah. Probably was some shade, but I still fucks with Saba. Yeah. It probably was some shade. But you know, it is what it is, man. It definitely was some shade. Yeah, it definitely was some shade. You're right, Albuga. You're right. It was definitely some shade. But yeah, man, moving on, bro. Moving on. Unless anybody wants to stay on that topic, you can call in. Moving on. Shout out to my guy Oscar in the building. I see you. Junto Nakatani, man. My boy Junto, man. Yeah, go follow 2 cents boxer. She dropped a link in the chat. Shout out to her. Shout out to all the content creators. Shout out to Boxer Guru. I just see you, bro. But it's good. See, I credit Bomac and Bud going to apologize. That's facts, man. Shout out to you. And see, that's the thing. We got to take the positivity out of it. There's some positive things too, you know. And once again, like you just said, shout out to Bud for apologizing and Bomac. They knew that their fighter did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that shows you, of course, it shows that they're classy, number one, but it shows you that, hey, I'm gonna go apologize because that's my teammate. So it shows you that they do have some sense of accountability for each other. And you should. You feel me? It's like I'm gonna be honest. It's like Oscar, right? That's my guy. If I say something, if I see Oscar say something crazy, I'd be like, bro, what you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? And if Oscar see me say something crazy, he'd be like, hey, Dog, what you mean by that? You know, like we that's just like human nature to a certain extent. If you really rock with somebody, it's like, hold on, bro. You gotta at least ask him about it. Like, hold on. You might not check him, but you be like, hey, man, what you mean by that? You know, explain that to me, you know, because you want your partner to look good. You know what I'm saying? You want your partner to make sense, you know? So it's not like checking like no big dog stuff. It's just checking like, you know, like, hold on, man. What you mean by that, man? Because, you know, that kind of reflects me. What you talking about, bro? What you mean? What do you mean by that? You know, you got to ask me what you mean by that. Accountability, man. Accountability. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm advocating for.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I'm saying? Why do we credit Bomac and Bud for apologizing for another man? That's not commendable, in my opinion, this week. No, I don't think it. No, that is definitely commendable. I'm not saying that they apologize in place of him. They apologize in addition to him. 2 cents. You know, I'm not saying that Keyshawn should definitely apologize. Even Kelvin apologized, and I still wait on Keyshawn because I think Keyshawn, he owes that to his fan base and for his own image. I can't speak for Boxing Guru, and I don't think Guru is saying this either. Correct me if I'm wrong, Guru. I don't think anybody is saying that Keyshawn, because Terrence Crawford and Bomac apologized, Keyshawn Davis doesn't need to apologize. No, we're saying that, at least I'm saying that, shout out to Terrence Bud Crawford for recognizing a bad situation and trying to smooth it out and be like, hey, man, you know, that's my brother. I feel somewhat responsible for him, so I apologize on behalf of our team. Keyshawn definitely has to go speak for himself, of course. No one's saying that to apologize in replace of Keyshawn. No, in addition to Keyshawn. We got Dub in the building. Big brethren. Big Dub in the building. Big brethren in the building. At least that's how I'm saying it. Yeah, of course, Keyshawn Davis has to come out with an apology, and I anticipate him to have his team, his PR team, come out and make an apology. You know, did Keyshawn get locked up? He should, right? At least a day. Shout out to LAV. I don't know if he should get locked up. I think that's too much, man. I mean, now LAV, do you think Caleb Plant should get locked up for running? I'm not even gonna talk about the Jabal Charlo. That was like 1-on-1. But should he get locked up for slapping Jabal Charlo? Should Caleb Plant get locked up for when him and his homeboy stomped out the Egyptian boxer? Now, if you think that they should, then yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe Keyshawn should get locked up. But I don't think that he should. I'm not saying he shouldn't. Whatever he gets, he deserves. Like Oster said, I'm not, like I said, I'm gonna be very clear. I'm not defending him. Whatever happens. He dug this hole. So if he gets locked up, if Nahir Albright wants to press charges, whatever team Albright wants to do, I fully support it because they're the ones that were in the situation. I wasn't. We try to impose our own thoughts and feelings on every situation. Like they're like, oh, if I do it, it's right. If I don't do it, it's wrong. No, there's people with different feelings, different sentiments, different backgrounds, different emotions. He's gonna handle it how he wants. If he wants to press charges, if Keyshawn gets locked up, then he deserves it. That was his action. It's a consequence. But if you're telling me as an objective boxing fan who's not impacted by this at all, who's on the outside looking in, why would I say Keyshawn Davis needs to be locked up? I didn't say Caleb Plant needs to be locked up for jumping the Egyptian boxer. It was like 10 of them. They stomped the hell out of him. His video. Go look it up on YouTube. Matter of fact, go check out my last video. I put it there. Shout out to my guy, Mike Mazik in the building. Mr. Mike. Yeah, go check it out. Did Caleb Plant get locked up? He slapped the hell out of Jabal Charlo. You seen it? Did he get locked up? Did you advocate for him to get locked up? Did you advocate for Caleb Plant to get locked up when he stomped the hell out of that Egyptian boxer? They were like 10 deep. Did you advocate for Caleb Plant to get locked up when he bust Ryan Garcia in the head with a bottle? I don't fight, I'll argue, I just hit that bitch with a bottle. I loved it. I laughed, but I keep the same energy. I didn't really think this was that serious either. Did you think that Team Benavidez, David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez, and like 3 other Benavidezes, when they jumped Caleb Plant and his trainer, it was like 5-on-2? That's also on YouTube. I can show you if you like. Go check out my last video. In fact, I did show you. Did you advocate that Team Benavidez gets locked up? And then when they asked David Benavidez about it, David Benavidez responded and said, oh, that's my boy. That's my brother, Jose Benavidez. He's a street dude. That's what he does. He handles things like this in the street. He literally said that as an explanation. Did you advocate for him getting locked up? I'm just saying, over here, we hold people accountable because I really watch boxing. I pay attention. You see what I'm saying? So if you're advocating for the Vargas brothers when they ran down on Rolly Romero and David Morrell had to step in the hotel lobby and break it up, if you're advocating for them to get locked up, then yeah, Keyshawn Davis and his brother should get locked up too. But if you weren't, then no, they shouldn't get locked up because nobody else was locked up before. I'm just saying. But if Nahir Albright chooses to press charges, I'm all for it. Do whatever you want because you're the one that was victimized. But I keep the same energy, just like Devin Haney. When Devin Haney was cheated, I didn't say, oh, Devin Haney shouldn't sue. Devin Haney should do whatever he feels is appropriate because that's his business. Because he's the one that was in the ring with the cheater, not me. And by the way, he was not the first person to sue. Because Steve Cunningham also sued Antonio Tarver when he came in on PEDs. He just didn't have enough money to foot the bill. He even said it himself. He said, man, I didn't have enough money to keep going through the judicial system because it taxes. You know, and that's why he had to drop the suit. Not because he didn't want to. Yeah. But yeah, that's just my opinion on the LAV. Shout out to you though. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if here Albright wants to take it, hey, he got to go. It is what it is. You got to be held accountable in this life we live. I think it was on behalf of the camp, not necessarily apologize for Keyshawn. Yeah, facts, it wasn't. He said the standard needs to be a standard. Keyshawn apologizes today, doesn't do it for me. It's him showing some growth and move. Shout out to my boy Ty, big Ty in the building. Big member in the building. My boy preacher right now, man. Everybody, face forward in your pews. Pastor Ty Morissette. That sounds like a pastor's name too. He's approaching the pulpit, man. He preaching right now. He says the standard needs to be the standard.
Yeah.
Talk to him. Keyshawn apologizing today.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
It's him showing growth.
Yeah.
And maturity.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
I agree with that 1,000%. That I even said it in my video that I dropped. You know what I'm saying? I said that, you know, I think he can bounce back. This is his first, well, second misstep because the no contest due to the marijuana in the system in Texas, right? When the Nahir Albright decision was changed from a majority decision in favor of Keyshawn to a no contest. So this could be a second misstep, but this is his first one of this variety, right? So now if he does it again, consistently, habitually repeats this, then of course, then we excommunicate him from boxing. But this is a one-time thing. If it's a one-time thing, let him move forward and grow like everybody else was allowed. David Benavidez is a champion right now, and I like David Benavidez. He's one of my favorite fighters. So is Caleb Plant. I was hurt when my boy got upset by Resendez, but I gave him a chance to bounce back. In fact, we gave Caleb Plant multiple chances to bounce back. You see what I'm saying? And we, you know, it's funny how Caleb Plant, who's American, David Benavidez, who's American, Keyshawn Davis, who's American, the Vargas brothers, who are American, they can all do the same thing. But only one of them we're talking about going, getting locked up and being kicked out of boxing. Like, come on, man. Shout out to LAV. That's a great question, though, LAV. I'm with you, man. That's a great question. I appreciate you posing that here as opposed to somewhere else where, in my opinion, they don't think and they just move around like zombies. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to D1, shout out to 2 Cent, shout out to Karma. Those are great channels right there, man. Go check them out. You know, even if we may not be in concurrence with our opinions, they always approach with some type of logic. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about Karma, you know, but the other two do. No, I'm joking. I'm just joking. Shout out to Karma. Plant probably should get arrested. Okay, talk to him, B-Dog. Okay, now. He need to learn to keep his hands to himself out the ring. Talk to him. But you know what's crazy, B-Dog? I'm going to be honest. I love Plant's antics. Because I feel like Plant is a demonstration. That's why he's one of my favorite fighters, because he's a demonstration of how I think you should be. And now give me a chance to explain, please, and elaborate. I'm not saying that you should be excessively violent. I'm saying that you shouldn't take no shit neither. You see what I'm saying? I do not want to live in a world where goofballs could talk to you and mouth off and there's no consequence or repercussion. You know, a lot of people say that it's immature to put your hands on somebody. No, it's immature to run off your mouth, you know what I'm saying, and flap your gums and think that nothing's going to happen after that. At the end of the day, the majority of us are men, you know, and shout out to the women too. Everybody's not going to take you just verbally abusing them. Because, you know, it's so funny. We know about abuse verbally. We know about physical abuse. But when we talk about it with certain people, we act like verbal abuse doesn't exist. People really out there think that they can say whatever they want in any situation to anybody and there's no consequence or repercussions. So I'm going to be honest. I love when Caleb Plant goes upside the bitch head top. I love it. I love the fact that he threw a bottle at Ryan Garcia. You know why? Because Ryan Garcia talked trash about his wife. Maybe don't talk trash about somebody's wife. You won't get a bottle in your head top. How about that? So Keisha, even Caleb Plant, I'm not defending him. I'm just speaking the facts. When that Egyptian boxer, when they put hands and feet on the Egyptian boxer, it's because the Egyptian boxer was running his mouth. So I'm not saying that you should punch somebody in the mouth because they call you stupid. But if they go and excessively berate you with verbal insults, you might get slapped in your mouth. That's a possibility. So my point is this. I didn't advocate for Caleb Plant to get locked up or excommunicated out of boxing because he repeatedly, habitually, and consistently hits people outside of the ring. So why would I advocate that now for Keyshawn? What's the difference? The only thing that's different is their skin complexion. They're both American. They're both even the same nationality. They both have the same occupation. They're both boxers. They're both pugilists. They're both American. They're both fighters. They both fought inside and outside the ring. What's the difference? But then we applaud Caleb Plant for standing on business. But the businessman, we say he's performing bad business. And I agree it's bad business, but they all have to be bad business. You see what I'm saying? I didn't get mad at David Benavidez for running down on Caleb Plant. I didn't get mad at Caleb Plant for running down on the Yugi, the Egyptian boxer. And I also didn't really get too mad at Keyshawn Davis for running down on the Nahir Albright. Do I think, objectively speaking, could I say that, yeah, that was wrong? Yes. But I'll also say that all of them are wrong, not just one of them or two of them, because it's the same thing. So you tell me the difference. I don't know if it's the same thing, bro, but if it is, I'm with you. You don't know if it's the same? It's the same, bro. That's exactly the point. What I just said. Talk to him, Dub. Plant needs to get his ass kicked. That's all. He just did. Oster, gosh, dang, he just did. He just got the upset of the year put on his head top, bro. He just lost to Armando Resendez, bro. My boy don't like Plant at all, bro. Shout out to my boy Plant, bro. Doc is preacher. Shout out to my guy Irony, man. I try to, bro. I just speak honestly from the heart, man. I'm not saying I'm right, but I damn sure believe it. He said, I don't know if it's the same, but I'm with you. That's why you're one of the most sensible out there, 2 cents. He said, penalize Keyshawn and Keon. There's a big difference between what they did than any scenario Plant was in. Thank you. Thank you. Is it a big difference, Ty? I'm asking. Look at, he did on one weekend. He ruined the event for everyone. That's a major difference in the situation. B-Dog, I just said that. Yeah, he ruined the event for, no, not everyone. He ruined the event for him. Like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean for everyone? What do you mean he ruined the event for everyone? What do you mean he ruined the event for everyone? So once again, I will say it again. I'm not saying he shouldn't be punished. But if you're saying that because the event was canceled, well, that's not true. The event wasn't canceled. The fight was canceled. And I gave you an example where a fight was canceled as well. Janabek. Remember, okay, we cannot conflate things now. We should not. The fight with Nahir Albright was a bad look. That didn't cancel the event. That happened after. The event still went on. So Janabek, the fight was canceled because of weight. Same thing with Janabek. Janabek's fight was canceled because he missed weight. Keyshawn Davis was appropriately stripped, and I think he should be suspended. But you know who wasn't stripped? Janabek was not stripped. In fact, the fight was just rescheduled, and he fought again for his same belts, and he also missed weight. So no, that's the fans, yes, but pugilism was one of those fans, and he said that they got paid back. They got reimbursed. So once again, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be punished. We shouldn't be disappointed. What I'm saying is that it should not just be there's no excuse for people to ignore some events and embrace other events. That's the point I'm making. I'm not saying that anybody should not be punished. In fact, like I said, we should set a precedent with Keyshawn, and he should be suspended, in my personal opinion. But once again, I can't help what people hear. He said fans buy tickets, brothers messed up Albright moment. They say they had 2,000 refund tickets. Yeah, oh well. So what? So Top Rank had to refund Janabek. So what? Same thing. Once again, it's the same thing. 2 cents. It's the same Top Rank. It's the same WBO title. It's the same champion. It's the same canceled event. Were we mad at Janabek for having did we care about Bob Arum's pockets when he had to refund people for Janabek's? No, I don't think anybody said anything. Why not? That's my question. So yes, I agree with you in that they should all. I guess we defer that one is worse. I don't think anyone is worse. He inconvenienced a lot of people. Yes, so did Janabek. So basically, and that's my point, B-Dog. Once again, it goes back to what I said before. We are judging people based on their popularity. In this case, we are putting more emphasis on Keyshawn because he's popular. Janabek did the same thing. He was the main event, and it got canceled. Oh, but we're considering the fans now because Keyshawn's popular. It doesn't matter if it's 1,000 fans or 1 fan. If I'm a fan of Janabek and I traveled and paid my money, shouldn't you feel bad for me too? Oh, we don't care about the fans then though, right? Oh, but we care about the fans in Norfolk, Virginia. But we don't care about the fans wherever the hell Janabek was about to fight at. Come on, man. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we are making concessions based on people that we don't like or like. Let's call it what it is. There's literally no difference between the Janabek situation and the Keyshawn situation. They both main events got canceled due to weight. And both saw people get reimbursed. It's kind of like the hair grease situation. We said that, oh, Tank is now granted it's male and female. So shout out to Amanda Serrano. I'm not picking on her. I think that she was right to do what you gotta do. If you can't see, I think that's a pretty good reason not to fight. But why did Amanda Serrano cancel her fight with Nina Mink? What's her name, Nina Mink? I think so. Her opponent was Nina Mink. She canceled the fight, right? She was the main event, right? Oh, and hair grease got in her eye, right? No one made a hair grease song. No one made a hair grease song for Amanda Serrano. No one made a I just got my hair did. I just got my hair did. No one made a tune for Amanda Serrano. At least Tank Davis still fought. Amanda Serrano canceled her event and people got reimbursed. You ain't care about them fans then? Am I lying? Go look it up. It's documented. I'm not making any of this up. No one made a song. No one made a jig about Amanda Serrano's fight getting canceled because she got hair grease in her eye. Oh, but Tank Davis does it because he's heavy as the head that wears a crown, because you're more popular, because you have more eyes, we're going to critique you more. That's the same thing. I mean, I don't know how people don't see it. I think B-Dog, go. Well, I don't know what episode it was, so I can't say go look it up. I can't reference the episode. I literally said that, B-Dog. I said Janabek should be stripped. I agree with, and I know you did because you're also a consistent brother. I'm also a consistent brother. I said that Janabek should be stripped as well. I said that he should be suspended as well. Same thing I'm saying right now about Keyshawn. My point is that a lot of these people that are very vocal about Keyshawn, they didn't say nothing about Janabek. They didn't say nothing about Ryan Garcia. They didn't say nothing about Gustavo Limos. That's the problem. They didn't say nothing about Caleb Plant jumping anybody multiple times. They didn't say nothing about Benavidez jumping Caleb Plant. They didn't say nothing about Vargas running down on Rolly Romero. They didn't say nothing. But now they're saying something about Keyshawn. You don't think that's suspect? Or you think that's a coincidence? Oh, it's because he's popular. Come on, man. Come on, man. We gotta think, man. We gotta think, man. I'm not saying that it's right. Once again, I'm not being an apologist for Keyshawn. He is despicable. He is disgraceful. He is very unprofessional. What my problem is the lack of professionalism for everybody else that are very critical of him, but they're quiet of everybody else. That's my problem. So that's the only point I'm making, bro. I'm not saying that Keyshawn Davis is worse. I'm not saying Keyshawn Davis is better. I'm not saying that's not life. And you know what? We gonna change life. We gonna change life, 2 cents. We gonna stir the pot and put some different ingredients. We gonna put some herbs in there. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make it a little bit better. That's what we here for. That's what that should be that's your goal, right? Every time you turn on your stream, right? You want to get off your opinion and you want to get off your takes and you want to say why your takes and why your reasoning is how people should think for the betterment of whatever you're doing. Whether it's to be the best boxing content creator, whether it's to bring your truth, whether it's to improve boxing, whatever your goal is, you're trying to improve something, right? So if we don't talk about these things, it will always be life. But if we talk about them and we embrace them and we engage in these conversations, then maybe life will be a little different. I'm not going to ignore it because we ignore it all the time. We ignored it with Ryan Garcia. And that's why people are still acting like Keyshawn Davis is the first person to ever miss weight. Because we ignore it. We ignore when people ignore the slights of other people. No, we're not ignoring it, bro. So to me, if you are a boxing aficionado, if you're a boxing expert, if you're a boxing pundit, if you're a boxing content creator, and you're acting like this is not an issue, then to me, it is what it is. Like, so Dan, I called out Dan Canobio, Dan Raphael, Brian Campbell. I can't remember the other trainer that came out and said something. Lou DeBella. Everybody that's very vocal but were quiet about Ryan Garcia. Because I guess he wasn't unprofessional. They're talking about Keyshawn Davis. Oh, Keyshawn Davis knew he wasn't gonna miss weight. He knew he wasn't gonna make weight because he went on the scale and he smiled. Bitch, Ryan Garcia went on the scale and drinking a beer. You tell me which one is more disrespectful. They're really talking about Keyshawn Davis because he went on the scale and he smiled. They said, oh, he made a sinister smile, so he knew he wasn't going to make weight. Ryan Garcia drank a beer on the scale. And he had PEDs in the system. And he made a song talk about smoking on a Haney pack and I'm smoking weed and drinking beer and I ain't even take the fight seriously. Oh, but we're giving him a pass, right? Because mental health, right? Yeah, okay. But Keyshawn Davis, who is on record for Shakur Stevenson having to go and retrieve him from life-ending suicidal thoughts and rehabilitation. Oh, he don't have mental health problems. Okay. Oh, I'm just saying. We gonna talk about it. I'm just saying. When Wilder beat up Brazil in the hotel lobby, people were cool with it. Come on now. Come on now. Who ignore Ryan Mitchell? I'm not saying you. See, now you're personalizing it. I literally said I literally said boxing pundits, content creators. You're not everybody. 2 cents. I'm not just talking to you. You know, I'm talking about. I said Dan Raphael. I said Dan. Hey, I'm gonna need you to call in because me and you about to fight. Pull up 2 cents. Haney agreed to accept the 1.5 million. Ryan was penalized, suspended, and was the victory taken away. Keyshawn didn't even apologize to his fans. Koki, shout out to my guy Koki, but you're sadly mistaken. Ryan was not penalized or suspended for missing weight, jackass. He was suspended and penalized for cheating, jackass. Shout out to Koki, but yeah, you're actually wrong. Haney agreed to accept the 1.5 million. Yeah, that's so you're talking about the result. Haney agreed to the fight. We're talking about missing weight. I didn't say anything about the result. I said that 2 cents. Sorry, 2 cents on my mind. I said Edwin De Los Santos rightfully should have canceled the fight. I applaud him for that. You're talking about the result. We're talking about the situation being the same. The situation is the same from the standpoint that they both missed weight and they're both unprofessional while missing weight. You're talking about the result. So once again, it's not my fault. It's not my responsibility to guide you through the education system and comprehension system. You can't comprehend what I'm saying. I didn't say anything about the result being the same. I didn't say, oh, Devin Haney took the fight and you should feel bad for him because he took the fight. I didn't say that. I said they both were unprofessional from the standpoint of them being on the scale and them missing weight. I even went further to say that Keyshawn Davis smiled and he's critiqued for smiling while missing weight. Ryan Garcia was on the scale and he drank a beer. I don't know how you went to everywhere else that you went to, but I mean, it's just a sign of incompetence. And I can't help you out with that. You got to go read a book to stay on track. I can't help you with that, bro. Your teachers failed you. So, yeah. Shout out to Boxer Guru. That's like when they say, why nobody in an uproar about Munguia popping dirty. Who the hell is Munguia? Nobody cares about. Right. I agree with you, Guru. I agree. And that's the problem. That's the problem right there. We should care. I care. 2 cents cares. Dub cares. But it's a fact that collectively we don't care enough. Doc is on fire. I appreciate it. Right? That's the thing. We don't care about it enough. You see what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, until we are the majority, and when I say we, I'm talking about content creators with sense, like 2 cents, like Karma, like Ryan Frazier, until we're the majority and we could bring some real accountability and visibility to these issues, it's gonna keep getting swept in the rug. You see what I'm saying? So, but I'm gonna keep talking about it. I'm always gonna keep talking about it, bro. So it is what it is. This guy, oh, I hurt your feelings, Koki. He said, guys like you quiet in the box, I'll beat the hell out you. If that's what you're trying to say, I'll beat the hell out you. I promise. I wouldn't even beat you. I just choke you. I just choke the shit out you. You stupid, bro. Can't no stupid person beat me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm cut for that claw. I'll outsmart you and dog walk you. It is what it is. It is what it is, bro. I don't know what you think this is. Ryan misses weight, had a polarizing effect. Yep. Shout out to Koki though, his little sensitive ass. Yeah, you sensitive in the YouTube chat. You trying to convince me that you could whoop me? Well, you crazy. Nobody cared about Lemos did the same shit to Keyshawn. Right. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. And I think Boxer Guru made a great point. He said that nobody's gonna care because of your lack of popularity. He's right. And so is 2 cents. That's what 2 cents has said too. She's right. I'm not combating that. I'm not even refuting that. What I'm saying is that should not be the case. Somebody that's popular and does something wrong shouldn't be exempt from the punishment because they have more pull than somebody small. That's the problem we have in the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we gonna solve the world through boxing, but I'm just saying, that these are problems, bro. People get treated differently. That doesn't bother you? That doesn't bother you that somebody could go run a sex ring and still run for office? I did that for Dub. Shout out to my boy Dub. That doesn't bother you, bro? It doesn't bother you that somebody could run a sex ring and run for office? That don't bother you? You see what I'm saying? But then somebody else, you can't even send a tweet and your career is over. You're going to get canceled. You see what I'm saying? But then somebody else could go beat somebody up and not get nothing but then somebody else who's less popular could beat somebody up and they get some years behind bars, incarcerated. So yeah, no, we should normalize judging actions and not judging the people doing it. He said you got that. I'm messing with you, Dub. Just in case no one remember, but Keyshawn is a black man. It's that simple. Yes, Oster, you right. But okay, so how is it helping the situation if we don't talk about it, bro? No one's saying that we don't understand. I even pointed that out. That's the whole point of me saying, which I know you get it. Well, I think so. That's the whole point of me saying that David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, and Keyshawn Davis all did the same thing or similar things, and they're all American. And I said, what's the difference? Well, the difference is their complexion. I said that. I mean, well, I didn't say, you know, I thought people understood. Yeah, that's why I made an emphasis. I emphasized the fact that David Benavidez, and when he jumped, the people he jumped, he's Hispanic. I mean, he's American, brown. And then you got Caleb Plant, when he jumped the people that he jumped, he's American, white. And then you got Keyshawn Davis, who jumped the people that he jumped, he's American, black. So everything's the same except for their complexion, you know. And I'm saying that we should not treat. Of course, that's the reality, but how are we gonna change the reality? You know what I'm talking about? We got to talk about it. Ain't nothing wrong with talking about it, man. This just conversation, baby. But yeah, man, if anybody wants to call in and tell me their piece on this situation, please do on the Discord. If not, I'm gonna move on to Junto Nakatani, man. I want to talk about my boy Junto, Big Junto. I want to talk about my boy Big Junto, man. Let me pull up my stuff, man. I'm always gonna talk about this stuff, chat. And you know, I mean, just like I approach, I know you know Oster, but I'm glad that you brought me back so everybody else can know what I'm saying. But I'm not speaking in code. I just, you know, I don't like emphasizing differences unless it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, or if it's necessary, and I think it's necessary in this case. But you know, I'm a kumbaya type of brother, man. I feel like my actions show that. You know, I love everybody, man. That's how I was raised by my wonderful mother. So Mama Doc, shout out to her. I don't care about those things, but that doesn't mean that the world doesn't care about those things. And I care about those things when it's appropriate to try to fix it. I don't care about it to make excuses for shortcomings, or care about it to emphasize differences and further exploit relations on a negative aspect. You know, I try to speak on things to improve it, and I think that is very necessary here. You know what I'm saying? I want to say once again, one of the reasons why I like Caleb Plant, because he'll slap a bitch. And I'm sure a lot of you, if you like Caleb Plant, that's one of the big reasons you like him too, because he might go upside your head top. Okay, well then that's what Keyshawn Davis just did. I don't know what in here Albright and his team might have said to him. I only heard one side of the story. And in fact, when I heard Kelvin Davis, he apologized, but he also said that what the media is portraying is not true. They said that he didn't jump anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even, and if that's true, then that's a big red flag. If this is conjured up and they didn't really jump anybody. Because if you want to be real about it, the footage that we saw was really nothing more than a pushing contest and an argument. We didn't see anybody put hands and feet on anybody. But the rumor is that Keyshawn Davis and Keon Davis, what we didn't see is that they jumped him in the locker room. That's what is being said. And I believe it, but we don't have any documentation. You don't have any ocular proof, do you? I know I don't. I ain't see it, and I see a lot because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I go around boxing and I try to look at all the news. I read articles. I watch videos. I watch interviews. I didn't see it. So maybe Kelvin Davis is telling the truth. But the point is, I don't even care about that. Disregard that. My point is that these situations are very similar and they're being treated differently as if they're not. That's the issue. Shout out to my guy Clone, man. Hitting me on the Cash App, bro. Shout out to my guy Clone. Always showing love, man. Always showing love. Shout out to my boy Clone. Dropping the $10 on the Cash App, man. Shout out to my guy Clone, man. Hey, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter, these biscuits, man. Hey, man, I can't stand Clone. I'm gonna read what he said. He said, and this is why I can't speak, chat. My boy Clone said, man, I give you these $10 because I love your stance on ignorant acts. No, he didn't say ignorant. He said ignorant. He said, I love your stance on ignorant actions in boxing. That's what you see? See, that's what people hear, man. People hear that I'm defending. I'm not defending. I'm saying that we should hold everybody, keep the same energy. That's what I'm saying. And I'm going to be honest. Yes, if you want me to be real, and I already was real, I don't get, bro, a lot of people that are commenting on this stuff, man, you wouldn't bust a grape in a food fight, man. You know, you soft. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we got to realize that too. Like a lot of people that are speaking on these situations, somebody could run down on you and you wouldn't do nothing. You'll give up everything. So you can't expect these type of people to relate to how these people, to how these fighters will react. I'm not saying that I can't either, but because I'm not a professional fighter, but I have fought before multiple times and I fought as an amateur. So fighting is not something that is foreign to me. And some people live in an idealistic utopian world where or in their head they think that you could say whatever you want to anybody and nothing will happen. That's not how life goes, you know, because growing up, if you grew up in a society, a functional society, not on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Well, if you grew up in the real world or in the public school system, you know that you could say some things to Johnny that you can't say to Jamal. You could say some things to Keisha that you can't say to Becky. You could say some things to Juan that you can't say to Miguel, because Juan might let it slide, but Miguel might dive on you. You know what I'm saying? Keisha might let it slide, but Becky might dive on you. You see what I'm saying? So that's part of growing up. Look at Jordan Poole. You feel bad for Jordan Poole? I don't feel bad for Jordan Poole. We saw the video footage. Jordan Poole was running off at his mouth, bumping them gums. He watched Draymond Green walk from the other side of the gym all the way to him. He ain't even put his sets up. He ain't put his set up. He ain't even look at him. He ain't even try to brace himself. That, to me, is indicative of a guy that's talking trash, and he shouldn't be talking trash because he's not about that life. So it's okay not to be about that life, but stop pretending. If you're a chihuahua, you shouldn't roar like a lion. But that's what Twitter is making you accustomed to doing. A lot of people on here with all their extra toxicity, like the goofy that came and jumped in the YouTube chat trying to threaten somebody. It makes you comfortable doing that, knowing you wouldn't bust a grape in a food fight. I don't want to live in a world where a meerkat walks around like a tiger. That's what a lot of y'all are. A lot of y'all are meerkats. A lot of y'all are gazelles. A lot of y'all are warthogs. But you want to masquerade like a lion, a tiger, and a bear. It don't go like that. Because then when somebody calls your bluff and then you turn into a meerkat, somebody wants to feel bad for you. I'm not going to feel bad for you. You talk trash, you got punched in your mouth, that's what's supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to happen. Next time, don't talk trash. Your goofy ass. How about that? Ever thought about that? Well, what about control your part? So soft behind, man. A lot of people out here soft, man. And those are the same people that want to talk about physical altercations. No, you soft. You probably one of them people that run your mouth, and then when you get ran down on, you probably one of them. You probably one of them. Doc, you listen to Sada, baby. We all know your stand. Middle finger, trigger finger. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, man, it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people with all these opinions, you would let somebody run down on you, you wouldn't do nothing. You wouldn't say nothing, wouldn't do nothing. Somebody could run down on your girlfriend, your sister, your mama, you wouldn't do nothing. You wouldn't do nothing. I don't want to hear from you. You soft. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you got to be tough, but even the strategists show respect to the soldiers. Because the strategist knows that he might be good at making a strategy, but he's not the one out there running down on people. And the soldier's gonna respect the strategist because he knows that, hey, I'm about that life. I can fight, but you're the one that has to, you know, tell me where to go and what to do. You know, it's a respect thing, you know. But a lot of these people that are gosh dang farmers want to masquerade as like they're Achilles and like they're some Zulu Mbaku warrior. You know, you're not that, bro. You're not that. Go pick your little tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? Go be the farmer. You know what I'm saying? Go knit your little clothes. Don't act tough, bro. Go cook the meal and shut up. Nothing wrong with that. Just know your role. Know your role, bro. You're not about that life. That's why you can't relate to Caleb Plant slapping the bitch. That's why you can't relate to Keyshawn running down on somebody. I don't want to hear all Bright said. One thing that ain't soft is Sheeta chin crazy. Yeah, he was swole up. But yeah, let's move on, man. I want to move on to Junto Nakatani, man. Canelo, hey, next week, Usman versus Buckley and Hitchens. Yes, sir. Those trolls be active on the key. They be active on the keyboard, bro. You would think, bro, on the internet, you would think everybody is Floyd Mayweather, Francis Ngannou, Rocky Marciano, Mike Tyson, Ronda Rousey hybrid, Clarissa Shields. You would think everybody on the internet is some super tough Hulk, Black Panther, Captain America type of Thor character. Everybody, bro, because that's how they talk. You know, stop playing, man. Stop playing, man. You got that goofy behind coke. You probably never been in the gym in his life. Want to talk trash to me? And I don't care if you've been in the gym. That's cool. You've been in the gym. There's a lot of people that get their ass whooped in the gym. Now that don't mean you tough because you in the gym. Goofy. Just because you in the garage don't make you a car. Just because you in the boxing gym don't make you a world champion. I don't know what many people in the boxing gym. You could be one of them. You let me know what you're trying to do. Since you want to take it there with your goofy ass because I hurt your feelings. I don't think it would have much of a backlash if any of those things were isolated. Okay, now we talking, B-Dog. And go check out my video. I literally said that. I said that now is because it's compiling. You know what I'm saying? It's because he missed weight. He was arrogant, unprofessional, and then he turned around and jumped. It was just like he was Limity Smicket this weekend. Limity Smicket is a series of unfortunate events. That was Keyshawn Davis. And once again, I'm not making an excuse. I'm saying he should be punished. I think he should be suspended. But what I'm saying is, why didn't you all, not you individually, B-Dog, not you, anybody in here individually, I'm just speaking in generalities, why didn't you think that anybody else should have been suspended? What is your explanation for being silent on the other similar situations that transpired that were very, almost identical to this situation that happened this weekend? Why weren't you very vocal about those situations? That's my question. I'm going to always ask that. So I'm going to always ask that. And I'm going to need a very well thought out, elaborate, articulate answer, explanation, you know what I'm saying, to enlighten me. Please enlighten me. Because I want to know. And no one could come up with all this talking we did. Not one person came up with a legitimate answer. Not one. Shout out to 2 cents. 2 cents gave me some answers that were pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to B-Dog. He had some rebuttals. But I don't come from a place of hate, bro. I don't come from a place of unfairness. I think that he should be punished. I just don't think that he should be excommunicated from the sport. I think that's a nonsensical bullshit ass resolution. And I think if you have that resolution, I think it's because you have some type of underlying, most likely racist disposition about yourself. Because this ain't the first time that I've seen somebody have an altercation outside the boxing ring. You could go to UFC too. We seen Conor McGregor throw stuff through gosh dang tour buses. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hear anybody say that he should be excommunicated from MMA. I didn't see that. Maybe that did happen, but I didn't see too many people saying that. Why not? Why not? But anyway, man, let's move on to my boy Junto, man. Big Junto, man. Big Junto, man. The undefeated former WBC, well, he's still a WBC champion, but the former only WBC champion, Junto Nakatani, he had the WBC champion, undefeated, bantamweight. You know, Japanese took on his fellow countryman, Japanese Ryosuke Nishida, formerly undefeated IBF champion this weekend. Ooh, and it did not disappoint, man. I almost called it down to the T. I'm still going for calling it down to the T because shout out to my guy, Ty. He gave me the credit. I said it was going to be over in 7, and it ended at the end of round 6. Meaning it was in between round 6 and 7. And if you go to ESPN right now, they say, and even during the broadcast, they say that it was a TKO round 7, but Boxer Rec says round 6, and it says 3 minutes at the end of round 6. So depends on how you see. I almost called it down to the T. Now I don't know if I would have bet if I would have got that money. I don't know. I'd have been mad if I didn't. But shout out to my guy Junto Nakatani, man. He improves to being a unified champion with the IBF and the WBC and the Ring Magazine belt champion. And he beat, you know, Ryosuke Nishida, beat him to, he had him looking battered and bruised. Now we've seen Ryosuke Nishida, I don't know if you ever watched Ryosuke Nishida before, but this is not the first time that he's been bruised up and lumped up like that. So he's susceptible to heavy bruising and swelling, right? But at the same time, like my boy Ty articulated, you know, you're going in there with a guy with the left hand, you better put your right hand up and block them gosh dang hits. He didn't do a good job, and his eyes showed that. You know, from the time the first bell sounded in the first round, Nakatani didn't have no feel out round. He came out there. I think he started the round with a straight left hand. I'm not gonna lie to you. He threw. he ain't show no respect. I'm talking about. I literally think the first punch he threw was a left hand. And, you know, he's a southpaw. I think he threw a straight left hand, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, he took off on Nishida. I want to say this, though. Nishida definitely, he was not helpless in there. He definitely threw some fights, some punches back. He definitely exchanged. He definitely was training, and he was definitely a warrior, man, which I expect nothing less of Ryosuke Nishida, the former IBF champion. I think he could bounce back if he wants to, if he still has a desire to fight. I think he could become a champion again, just not while Junto Nakatani is there. You got to wait till Junto Nakatani moves up or something. But I think Junto Nakatani, man, what is next for him? Of course, you always have the Naoya Inoue fight. But he has many options besides that. In addition to that, Junto Big Bang Nakatani, man. For me, he's on the pound for pound list, and I will elaborate on that further a little later. But I do think that Junto Nakatani, I don't think he has to fight in Inoue next. I think that's what we want to see because when you're in the smaller weights, let's face it, a lot of us only know one person, and that's Naoya Inoue. Maybe two people, Junto Nakatani and Naoya Inoue. You don't really know anybody else. So in my personal opinion, I've always said this. First of all, I'm taking the credit. I think I was the first person to say that Nakatani would beat Naoya Inoue. I've been saying this for a year and a half since I first started my channel. I've been saying this, and anybody that would listen, people call me crazy. I'm doubling down. I think Nakatani not only beats Inoue, I think he stops him, and I'm gonna say he probably stops him faster than he stops Nishida. Yeah, I'm going like that. But Naoya Inoue, he should be the favorite though, and because he's a beast, right? And he's the guy that's 2 times undisputed. But that's not the only option for Nakatani. That's the most popular option. And I do think that'd be the biggest fight in Japan right now. But I would prefer him. I would prefer him just like I would prefer Jerome Butsinis to pursue undisputed. And in that pursuit of undisputed, it would see Nakatani fight 1, potentially 2 other undefeated champions in the WBO champion Yoshiki Takei and the undefeated Yoshiki Takei, who's also his fellow countryman, Japanese countryman, and then WBA champion. Right now it's Antonio Vargas, but it was formerly the undefeated Seiya Tsutsumi, but he had to step down because he had an eye injury. So right now he's been declared as a champion in recess. But I wouldn't be mad at him pursuing that. And the reason why that's an option is because why? Naoya Inoue is occupied. Naoya Inoue is not free. Naoya Inoue has an upcoming fight with MJ Akhmadali, good Lord willing, in September, right? Who has been his mandatory for the WBA for the longest. So we'll finally get that long anticipated, long awaited Naoya Inoue matchup against the Uzbekistani MJ Akhmadali, Murajan Akhmadali. So the reason why I'm putting that out is because Naoya Inoue, for the foreseeable future, for the imminent future, he has a fight coming up. So Junto Nakatani could get a fight in himself. And what would be better than him getting another unification in? And another thing is that there's a rumor that Tsutsumi won't be a champion in recess for long. Say Tsutsumi, they're talking about that he could after his eye recovers, I think is progressing pretty rapidly, right? He could potentially be fighting Yoshiki Takei for unification between the WBA and the WBO title. So if Junto Nakatani, if that fight could happen in a timely fashion, Junto Nakatani could potentially get the winner of that. And maybe he could even have a fight in the interim between that. You know what I'm saying? So wouldn't that be great if Junto Nakatani, if Seiya Tsutsumi and Yoshiki Takei could fight for a WBA, WBO unification, then that means that you only takes 1 fight for him to be undisputed. And the reason why that's even more plausible and possible is because, tentatively speaking, Naoya Inoue has already announced that in addition to fighting MJ Akhmadaliev in September, if he beats Akhmadaliev, he's going to move on and fight Nick Ball in December and save Junto for 2026. So that gives Junto Nakatani even more time to potentially get undisputed at 118. So I love the options for Junto Nakatani. I don't think that it's, Naoya Inoue. I seen somebody write an article. Like I said, I be reading a lot of boxing, and this idiot, I'm gonna call him an idiot because this is idiocy. And I don't care what people think, maybe I'm guilty of putting too much of an emphasis on belts and stuff like that. But this dummy, this dummy minimized going for undisputed. He even said that undisputed is a superficial achievement. Being undisputed in boxing is a superficial achievement?
What?
How, Sway? How is being undisputed in boxing, which is literally the pinnacle of achievement in boxing, how is that a superficial, time-wasting pursuit or achievement? Especially when your opponents, in order to achieve or acquire undisputed, are undefeated champions themselves. I want to pull it up to, I can show you, man. I can tell you. I could show you, Baron. I could tell you. Let me see if I can find it. I had it up before. Shame on me. I should have had it up. I don't know where it's at, but this guy is it's pretty silly. I swear, I don't really think that in order to print an article, on Boxing Rec, I don't think you really have to. I don't really think the procedure for approving it is that or the protocol. I don't really think is that stringent, you know. Because if you could type something out, if you could think that, type it out, and then get approved to be published, man, it makes me question, like, what are we doing? So check this out right here. Let me see if I find it. Right here. He's saying that because Loma never achieved it fast. This man said he even said that Nakatani is scared of Naya Inoue if he doesn't fight him next. Even though they're in two different divisions now, and Naya Inoue, like I said, has MJ Akmadaliev on his plate, and he even said he has Nick Ball next. But he is saying right here that let me tell you the author too. You got to give people their credit, right? This guy's name is Chris Williams. He said that, you know, that if Junto Nakatani doesn't pursue Naya Inoue next, he's scared of him. Wait, you talking about the guy that's in a whole nother division and the guy that already has 2 fights laid out for him in the future, so he's not even free? But if he doesn't pursue him, then he's scared. See, to me, this is a testament of people who don't really know boxing, but they want to pretend like they do and want to talk boxing. It's okay. Maybe you're more familiar with the larger weights, which is cool, but you clearly don't know anybody besides Junto Nakatani and Naya Inoue if you're trying to persuade people that it's a waste of time to pursue undisputed because there's nobody down there. He says if Nakatani believes in himself, he'll scrap his superficial goal. Superficial, chat. He will scrap his superficial goal of becoming undisputed at bantamweight and move to 122 and face Inoue, because he could just move up to 122 and face Inoue, because Inoue doesn't have to fight MJ Akmadaliev, because Inoue didn't say himself that he wants to fight Nick Ball later, because Inoue didn't say that he wants to save Junto Nakatani for 2026. So basically, if Nakatani doesn't move up and try to pursue Inoue and essentially waste the remaining 6 months of 2025 in a fruitless pursuit of Inoue, then he's scared. He couldn't get Inoue right now if he wanted to for the rest of the year, according to Inoue's tentative schedule. But you're advocating that he essentially put his career on the shelf to pursue somebody that's not even his division and not fight the other guys that are in his division that are also undefeated champions. How dumb does that sound? But once again, it's people that's the thing about the internet, man, especially with Twitter and stuff like that. You could say whatever you want without any accountability, without making any sense. You could just say it and say it with conviction or say it with passion, and people think that you're right. He said he wants Junto to stay at 118 and not follow Naya Inoue up in weight. It's a clear sign that he lacks self-belief. He doesn't want to get exposed by the monster. Let me ask you something, chat. I would love to ask this person. I would love to. Well, I wouldn't want to converse with this guy because he's clearly not all there. But you know what? Why do we know Naya Inoue, Ty? Why not us? Why does an average boxing fan know Naya Inoue? Why is he on 1, 2, or 3? Why is he top 1, 2, or 3 in the pound for pound list? I think the clear answer would be because he's undisputed. For the same reason why Usyk is up there. For the same reason why Terrence Crawford is up there. We respect being undisputed. But then you're telling me that the reason why Naya Inoue is popular, because he's 2 times undisputed, you're telling me that Junto Nakatani pursuing undisputed is a superficial goal, and it's because you're scared. How can you pursue undisputed and be scared of anything? You literally want to collect all the belts in the four sanctioned bodies in your division. And for Junto Nakatani, that means that it would go through one by one, by the way, it would go through undefeated champions. He would have to pick it up one by one, unless Seiya Susumi and Yoshiki Takei unify, or Antonio Vargas, who's the real champion at WBA, because Seiya Susumi's a champion in recess. Unless they unify, he would go through one by one. Thank you, Ty. We know him because he's 2-time undisputed. You think that guy that wrote that article, he could name anybody that Naya Inoue fought to claim undisputed at 118? We don't care about the people that he fought individually. You don't care about anybody at the smaller weights. You just care about the accolades and the fact that he was 2 times undisputed. So that means that he essentially cleared out his division and he solidified himself as the best. Same with cruiserweight. We don't care who Usyk fought at cruiserweight. We just know that he was undisputed there. So that means that he was the clear-cut best. So why would Boots Ennis pursuing undisputed at 147 be fruitless or superficial? Why would Junto Nakatani pursuing undisputed at 118 be superficial or fruitless? That comes from somebody who doesn't really know boxing, in my personal opinion. So, I think that's correct. How can you call being undisputed superficial? That's literally the epitome of the sport. From an achievement and accolade standpoint. I'm not talking about from a purse or revenue generation standpoint, or maybe not even the biggest thing when you talk about like a Canelo, a super legacy fight between like Canelo and Bud, two all-time greats. But when you're talking about things that you could achieve on your own merit, on your own division to conquer and establish your dominance, nothing goes harder than undisputed. That's exactly what that symbolizes. That you are the man in your domain. So how could that ever be superficial? Especially when that would go through one undefeated champion in Ryosuke Nishida that you can. Was Ryosuke Nishida unification? Was that superficial? What's the difference between Ryosuke Nishida, Yoshiki Takei, and Seiya Susumi, and Junto Nakatani for that matter? All four of them are undefeated champions. So why is Ryosuke Nishida a good fight, but Seiya Susumi wouldn't be, or Yoshiki Takei wouldn't be? They're also undefeated champions. So it's like people just contradict themselves, man. It's crazy. Was fighting Paul Butler super? Yeah, I guess so. Let's be real. I guess so. And anytime somebody pursues undisputed, it's superficial because they're not fighting the guy that you want them to fight. And that's why I just wish people would be honest, bro. Just be honest. Just say that, hey, I'm not really familiar with the lower weights. All I know is Naoya Inoue, so that's the only fight that I'm interested in. Say that. Bro, I don't even think Naoya Inoue has to go to 126. Naoya Inoue can stay at 122, and I'll still be just as impressed. As long as he fights MJ Akhmadaliev, as long as he fights Sam Goodman, as long as he fights Elijah Pierce, as long as he fights I'll even take him fighting John Real Casimiro. Why is that superficial? How is it superficial to the only reason why I was bad at Naoya Inoue because he wasn't fighting his mandatories. You know what I'm saying? And now he's about to fight him, so I'm cool. What's superficial about defending your titles? What's superficial about pursuing undisputed? What's superficial about pursuing unifications? But that's what they would say. If Boots is a superficial pursuit of undisputed because he's not fighting Virgil Ortiz at 154. Or he's not fighting Terrence Crawford. He's not pursuing them. He's pursuing undisputed. And that pursuit goes through Amata Stanionis, who was undefeated WBA champion. It goes through Brian Norman, who's the undefeated WBO champion, assuming he beats Jin Sasaki. It goes through a very decorated Mario Barrios, who's a WBC champion, who might beat Manny Pacquiao, who is a legend. I'm not saying Mario Barrios is the best, but he's been in the ring with Gervonta Tank Davis. He's been in the ring with Keith One-Time Thurman. He's been in the ring with Yordenis Ugas after he beat Pacquiao. What's superficial about pursuing undisputed? Are some undisputed pursuits more glamorous than others? Of course. But I don't know. If you shitting on undisputed and you call yourself a boxing fan, I don't understand that. Now it's a different thing to say that, hey, man, keep it funky and say, hey, man, I only want to see him fight Naoya Inoue. Cool. That's cool. That's understandable because people don't watch the smaller weights. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that, oh, you have to watch the smaller weights. No, you watch what you like. If you only like the welterweight division, if you only like the heavyweight division, that's cool. But if you only like the heavyweight division, don't speak like you know about what's going on in domains that you never covered. Or you have no interest in or inclination in being involved in. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I don't see how you could call yourself a boxer and you don't. Now, like I said, it's one thing to favor different fights. If you don't care to see undisputed fights, that's cool. If you prioritize seeing two guys that are popular, that's cool. But to say that it's superficial. How is pursuing undisputed superficial? Canelo just fought William Skull. That's not superficial. He's 2 times undisputed now. That's not even superficial. Come on, man. What are we talking about? You may not like it. That's a different thing. I'm not saying it was the best fight, but superficial, that's crazy. In fact, it's so funny. We will say that pursuing undisputed is superficial, but then if a fighter comes out and says, "Oh, I want to fight a money fight. I just want to chase the money," you say that his goals are superficial because he just wants money. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, some of these people, bro, you can't win for losing. Junto Nakatani wants to go for undisputed. Jerome Boots wants to go for undisputed, and people are shitting on him for it. But then if they come out and say, "Oh, I just want to make the money fights. I don't care about the belts," you're saying that they're superficial. Because they only want money. They don't care about legacy. But when they care about legacy, like going for undisputed, then you say, oh, they should only care about the money fights. I'm telling you, bro. You gotta pray, man. You gotta pray and ask that God gives you clarity and makes you be focused, laser focused on the pursuit of your goals. Because people will shit on you for it, bro. You know what's funny, man? I'm gonna just use myself as an example. When I used to stream on Twitch, and Clone can attest to this, somebody came in my stream and told me that I should be ashamed of myself for having a PhD because I'm playing video games. He said no. He said he bets my parents are ashamed of me because I have a PhD. It's like, no, bitch, my parents are proud of me. That's why they don't really care about what I'm doing, because the fact that I got my bachelor's, my master's, and my PhD in a tough degree, like in a tough field like engineering, they know that I'm gonna whatever I do, even if they don't understand it, they trust that I'm smart enough and intelligent enough to make my own decisions and be and have some type of real goal and put some type of real energy for it. How can you try to shame somebody for having to? I just laughed at it, bro. People are crazy. People will say whatever, bro. And if you let them make you feel bad, they're going to make you feel, they will try to make you feel bad about anything. They'll make you feel bad about having money. They'll make you feel bad about having, being married. They'll make you feel bad about having a family. They'll make you feel bad about paying bills. They'll make you feel bad about pursuing undisputed. They'll make you feel bad about anything, bro. It's crazy. It's not that I'm in a position to where I'm able to pursue my dream or whatever I'm doing. You know, if I want a dream to be play video games, it's not that I handled business before I did that. It's the fact that I did something and then I'm playing video games because they're on a Twitch site watching somebody play video games, talking shit about somebody playing video games because they're playing video games. Does that make sense? But look, Albuga, check me out. People are stupid. Yes, it's the same, but that's the same thing. People will be in a press conference watching fighters talk about a fight that they're not interested in. So if you're not interested in the fight, why are you in the press conference talking shit about a fighter that you don't like and you're not interested in the fight? Why are you wasting your time? It just shows you what type of person they are. They're insecure, they're bored, they're lazy, they don't have anything to do. They're at the most, they're unproductive. And that's the scary part. Because if you're productive and worry about your business, you can't be so concerned about others, especially if you're not even enjoying it. You're not getting anything out of it. Those are the type of people that harm themselves. Shout out to my guy, Boxing Talk, Ryan Fraser, Boxing Talk up north, man. Shout out to my guy, man. I'm about to pull him up. Shout out to my guy, man. He joined the background. I'm about to pull you up, bro. You ready? I'm changing up the format though. Oh, I'm gonna tell them when I'm in there. So we switching up the format. Anybody could call in at any time, man. I just wanna, I wanna switch up the format and have people call in and give them a set time. I want to chop it up a riot, but I want to set the precedent, man. I gotta abide by my own rules, or else I ain't never gonna do it. So, because I want to chop it up a riot. But he is a member, so he gets longer time anyway. Perks to be the member. You're supposed to tell him is to put the fries in the bag. Exactly. And shut your up and sub up. Facts. I just laugh at them, man. People are crazy. Well, I talk about shit too. So. He said, "What rules? Ain't no rules. I just want people to call in, and then I want to keep it flowing. You know what I'm saying? I want other people to call in because I want, sometimes some people don't like to have a discussion, or especially not a debate or even a conversation. Some people just want to get their thoughts off. So I want to encourage people to call up and get their thoughts off, and I won't interrupt unless you want me to go back, unless you want to have a conversation." But yeah, I'm trying to give people more time to call in individually. Because some people don't like to talk with people. They just want to get their thoughts off. And that's cool. I want people to be able to get their thoughts off and stuff like that. Shout out to my guy Ryan. What's good, bro?
What's good, Doc?
Man, chilling, man.
Good, bless?
Yes, sir, man. Everything
in the Lions
good,
Den?
Hey. Yes, sir.
Know what it is.
Boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My man was cooking this morning.
I appreciate it, bro.
All types of passion. I'm here for it, man, because I feel the same way like you, brother. I'm like,
shout out to you.
it's gonna blow over
Come
like
on,
it
man.
never happened next week. We're gonna
Come
talk
on,
about something next week. And I don't know what Keyshawn gonna get. He probably gonna get a slap on the wrist, to be honest. But like y'all just gotta realize this is boxing.
Come on now.
This is the Wild Wild West. There ain't
Come
no
on now.
police running around here. There ain't no commission. This ain't like the NBA where that buddy said he didn't like black people, and then Adam Silver made him sell the team. No, ain't nobody here for that. Ain't nobody here to do that.
You're
Who gonna do
right.
that to Keyshawn?
That's facts. That's
Colin
facts.
Kaepernick taking knees, so they exiled him. Ain't nobody here for that. Like these guys, this is boxing, y'all. Yo, Don King was on murder trial. Like he was the best promoter. Like, come on, man.
At
This
the
is
same
boxing.
time.
Yeah, they had Tyson Fury's promoter was the whole mob. They were a mob. Like, yo,
Ain't
you
no
guys
rules
gotta
to this.
realize that.
Come on,
Ain't
man.
no rules. Yeah, man.
Oh
This is
man,
boxing.
right,
Got
funny, bro.
Ryan Garcia up in the press conference drinking beers.
Come on now.
Nobody took a beer from him. They just let him walk up there with that.
Come on now. Talk to him, bro.
I'm
Talk
just
to him,
saying,
bro.
bro. We can't be having no outrage for just Keyshawn if we're not
Thank
gonna
you.
keep it a buck across the whole board, man.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying, bro. Thank you, brother. I appreciate. I thank you for pulling up and letting me know that what I said wasn't falling on deaf ears and you understood what I was saying. Thank you, bro. Thank you,
Man,
brother.
I understand it all, but I just had to tell people also, like, I'm not gonna take that Keyshawn situation away from like what Fabio Wardley did. My man was losing down. He was down big, and he hit Hooney with that equalizer. And I'm not gonna take away from Jay Apatow, even though he was fighting somebody that didn't want him to fight.
Come on, man.
Broke that dude's jaw. And then Junto, I'm not taking away nothing from Junto either because he broke up that dude's eye. Those guys had performances, but it was overshadowed because Keyshawn want to do something after. I don't even know what it was about, but I think Keyshawn Davis, like, it's a bad look, bro. Like, you can't hold your emotions together.
Come on now, talk to him. The boy spitting, man. I have a question though. I have two questions. Do you think I'm wrong for saying that he should be? I think he should be suspended, Keyshawn. Do you think?
He should. He should be suspended. But like, I just look at it like, man, we've been here before. Like,
that's it.
Like Ryan Garcia.
Come on now.
He probably the prime example.
Come on now.
If he didn't pop dirty, bro, he wouldn't have been suspended. Like,
thank you.
That's the only reason why he got suspended.
Come on now.
The WBC, they out here talking about, oh, we're not gonna sanction him, but like they never even really said like nothing crazy.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Mauricio said he just got to get therapy to get back in the ranking. So I'm like, all right, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
gotta hit the rehab for a couple weeks. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. But yeah, that's the thing. And I don't mind him setting a precedent, Ryan. I don't mind him. If you want to make an example of Keyshawn, that's cool. But then from now, if you're gonna set the precedent, from here on out, Caleb Plant, hey man, that's my boy. One of my favorite fighters, man. If he has another altercation, you packed up. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez, I like Benavidez. If you have another altercation, you packed up. You see what I'm saying? So I don't mind just setting the precedent, but because like you already said, we haven't done these things. It's the Wild Wild West. Then why is there so much outrage about it? Like, it's like, yeah, we should say, okay, unprofessional. Definitely a bad look, unbecoming. Anything else? That's synonymous with being bad. We should say that, but then I don't think I've seen some people saying that he should be excommunicated out of boxing. Like you said, like, come on, bro. Like, what are we done? Like you said, exiled out of boxing. Like, come on, bro. And then my other question is this, man. Shout out to John Pataya, but gosh, that he'll fight a middleweight, dog. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He fought somebody we don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I hope that was his mandatory, so that he got time now.
It wasn't, Ryan. Stop it. It was his voluntary, bro.
Man.
Claudio Squale's ranked 14, bro. Number 14, bro.
That was his voluntary.
Come on, bro. And that's why I get upset with Job Pataya, bro, because I like Job Pataya. And I'm not saying people are excited to fight him, but he got to stop with this. Oh, I'm all these guys are ducking me, bro. You just fought a voluntary ranked number 14 Claudio Squale. He never fought outside of Italy. This is his first time fighting outside of Italy, and you look like two of them. You look like two of them, bro.
That's crazy.
Voluntary, right?
I didn't know that was. I was hoping that was his mandatory. I'm like, bro, I hope he's just taking his Mando out because, CBS would have been a good fight. I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd like that better. Yeah, CBS, because who did CBS just beat?
But yeah, he just beat Brandon. I guess they fought in that May card. That the Fatal Fury. London.
Yep.
I guess probably didn't have enough time.
Right.
shoot, Zerto wasn't busy in
Yeah,
May.
I think with that is because Zerto's fighting his mandatory, so he already had somebody.
Okay, so Zerto is fighting his
he's
man.
fighting
Okay.
Junio Dorticos as his WBA mandatory, the Cuban fighter.
All right.
But
the
Jai
BC's
Wallen.
stupid. Man.
Yeah, Jai Wallen,
All right.
bro.
That makes sense then, because the BC's tied up with the BC. They're doing dumb stuff over there.
Brandon Glanton, thank you.
Yeah.
Irony, yep. Yeah, Brandon Glanton, yep.
Yeah, Brandon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, I just think that, to be honest, there's gonna be nobody to give Keyshawn any penalties, bro.
Yep, I agree.
You gotta show me the police, man, and don't point to the sanctioned bodies, because they the worst. Their politics that they do, they just try to sanction Rolly and Ryan for some title, bro.
Come on, man.
We can't call them the police now.
You're right. WBA made up title. What the heck was that, bro?
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
And then you could say the commission, but that's fine, because then Keyshawn just don't fight in Virginia.
Right.
So it's state by state. So it's just like one of those things where it's like we don't have a real person to even sanction him unless it's Bob Arum, like his own promoter.
Yep.
You shelf him for a bit.
Yep.
That's the only way.
Yep. And shout out to Teach. Teach, you misunderstood what we were saying. So you just assumed we were talking about Caleb Plant. I mean, once again, we got to assume that we kind of know. We watch boxing quite a bit, man. So the Caleb Plant situation I'm talking about is exactly synonymous with Keyshawn Davis. Caleb Plant jumped the hell out of that Egyptian boxer, Yugi something. It was like 10 of them. They were 10 deep. They put hands and feet on him. Now, you may not have known that, but yeah, and it's on video too. So it's not a different situation. It's the same exact situation. It's just that the difference is, I mean, of course, it's not gonna be in Norfolk, Virginia. It's not gonna be the same exact to the T. But from the standpoint of guys being outnumbering other guys and putting hands and feet on them, it's the same thing. And there was no reprimand there. And same thing with Team Benavidez. When Team Benavidez, include David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez, and like 4 other ones, they're also on YouTube as well when they ran down on Caleb Plant and his trainer. And they jumped him in the gym. These are all things there was no reprimand, and that's what Ryan's referring to, and that's what I'm referring to. I'm not talking about the Caleb Plant slap on Jamal Charlo or the Caleb Plant busting Ryan Garcia in the head with a bottle. But even still, these are still repeat offenses, and there was no reprimand, so that even that still goes to our point. You see what I'm saying? There's no reprimand. So yes, it's a different situation slightly, but the fact of the matter is that we have all these people outraged about a guy that's a fighter essentially fighting outside the ring, when we wouldn't keep the same energy for other guys fighting outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point we're making. I'm not saying that it's what's better or what's worse, and we shouldn't even have to go to that. We're just saying that, historically speaking, there's been no punishment for these kind of actions. So why are there so many people being so loud about advocating for a punishment now, and one as severe as taking him out of boxing? Come on, bro. What are we doing? Like, if he did this multiple times, okay, then we could get there. But let him bounce back just like Caleb Plant bounced back. Let him bounce back like Dave Benavidez bounced back. You know what I'm saying? They will bounce back. The Vargas brothers ran down on Rolly Romero as David Morrell. He had to break it up. Where's the reprimand for that? You don't hear nothing about it. Come on, man.
Nah. There's no, I don't know why y'all getting mad, man.
I laughed about it, but I ain't gonna lie. I felt bad. But I seen it.
There's no police out here, yo.
None, bro. I laughed about it, bro.
Man.
I said, God forgive me, but I laughed, bro. I was like, damn, how you get jumped, bro? Where your people at, bro? That was my response.
Yo, they on the road, so they
on the road.
They in Virginia, so shout out to Keyshawn. But I mean, Keyshawn gonna have to go to Philly one day.
Hey, he better have his head on the swivel. He better not go to Philly. Oh boy, they gonna get that back. They gonna get that back for sure.
He better understand what it is if he go out there.
Right.
You gotta check in.
Hey. Hey, did you see that my boy got a mixtape too? He a singer. They hear Albright. They hear Albright, man.
And Nihal Albright, yo, y'all, this is what's worse about that fight. Is somebody actually called that a draw, bro. There was a 95-95. And I'm like,
yeah, that's insane.
Bro, this is ridiculous. They tried to rob the dude when he clearly beat the brakes off Kelvin. Like,
come on now.
Man.
Come on now.
Shout out to Nahil, because he was about to become a Davis beatdown bodyguard. Like, Keyshawn already beat him. I think that was Keyshawn's toughest fight, though. Nahil Albright. So I don't know
I agree.
how
I agree.
Gonna beat him.
I agree with you 1,000%. It was he won by what, majority decision before it was turned to a no contest.
Yeah.
Right?
That was majority.
Yeah, so that was a tough fight, man. Nahir Albright's good, man. I would say that Kelvin started adapting as the fight progressed, like in the later rounds, which I thought that was good, but it was too late, in my opinion. Nahir Albright already had too many rounds in the bag, and I was rooting for him too, man. I like Nahir Albright. But yeah, go check out his mixtape, man. He got a somebody put on Twitter talking about
rapping?
No, he's singing, bro. They talking about you getting bodied by a singing brother on his Drake. He on his Drake vibe, bro. You getting bodied by a singing brother.
Oh, I see y'all in the chat trying to get at Nick Ball. Man, y'all need to stop that. Tell Top Drink to let them boys come outside and play.
Hey, Teach, you getting bodied by a singing brother, man.
They letting Shoo run around there.
Right, I gotta ask you something, man. See, you did this to yourself. I was gonna let you slide, bro. I was gonna let you slide, bro. But hey, man, what's up with your boy Nick Ball, man?
How you fighting?
Come on, man.
You fighting Sam Goodman?
Come on, man.
I heard Sam Goodman.
Come on, man.
I don't like it.
Come on, man.
But Top Rank, they out here. They're not letting Espinoza come outside and play. They keeping him in house.
Stop it.
Shoo. They definitely not letting him to come out. They not. They got him fighting for some interim against some dude we never heard of.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right about that. That's a fact.
Bolton's moving up, so I understand that. He moving up.
Oshiki Foster, that's gonna be a good one if it comes to it gets finalized. That's a good one.
I heard Lewis Neri was also a name. Nick Ball was supposed to fight.
Man, he ain't gonna fight no Lewis Neri, man. You think so?
So like these titles, Angelo Leo, obviously he just fought, so he's not about to fight again. But man, that division, I hope it doesn't end up like 35 where they don't fight each other. They better start.
It's your boy, man. What's up with your boy? Your boy holding it up, man. You don't think so? I'm tripping.
Nah, we ain't holding it up. I feel like Angelo Leo. I feel like that would have been the fight.
You think so?
But he didn't he just do his mandatory though?
Yeah, Tomoki Kameda.
Yeah, so like
you want to talk about people jumping? Go do your research. Do your due diligence on the Kameda brothers. You want to talk about excommunicate people out of boxing? Them boys had gangster ties. They running down on people with the blicky. Literally, go look it up in Japan.
Yeah,
them boys crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we didn't excommunicate them out of boxing though. Oh, but we want to excommunicate Keyshawn Davis and his brothers. I'm talking about Kameda brothers on some gangster stuff, bro. They literally went down on you with the blicky, bro. Like, what's popping? Well, yeah, I think Angelo Leo, I would love that fight, man. And I advocated for that fight after he beat Tomoki Kameda because I think that, with Angelo Leo calling out Naoya Inoue, which is cool, whatever, and Naoya Inoue is a money man. Nick Ball also wants Naoya Inoue, and Naoya Inoue, that seems like the fight is going to happen as long as they both handle business. Anyway, with Madaliev and Nick Ball with apparently Sam Goodman. I think that they should fight each other, and the winner gets Inoue, man. I feel like that'd have been a unification fight. It probably would have been more attractive for Inoue too, because he could get 2 belts potentially. That's what I thought would be the common sense move, but I don't know, man. And you have a storyline there too, like when Nick Ball tried to establish a storyline with them having a commonality of TJ Doheny, right, between him and Inoue. Well, Inoue and Angelo Leo have the commonality of Stephen Fulton. Stephen Fulton beat Angelo Leo, and then Inoue beat the hell out of Stephen Fulton. We saw that, so I feel like that's a good. I don't know, man. I don't know what these guys are doing though, bro.
I don't know either, but
Ty said they packed him.
Nick Ball, bro. Your third voluntary, bro. He got that BA.
Come on, man. Come on,
man. WBA.
Come on,
terrible, bro.
Come on, bro. Terrible.
I don't even know who his mandatory is. Like,
I don't know either.
Would it be?
I don't know either. Let's look it up. Yeah. Okay, let me
see
know.
if it's somebody worthy. That isn't Sam Goodman, I'm sure. Oh, okay, Carell. Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Raul Curio.
Mikhail Buell. I don't know who that is.
I'm about to say Raul Curio. I thought he was at.
And then Shushu's number 2. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, Shushu right there too. And he just want to go fight an interim. All right, bro. I ain't gonna hate it because he knows him, Bob. They all know he gonna get elevated.
Yeah.
Because Stephen Fulton about to fight at 30.
Yeah, I just feel like with Nick Ball, man, I just feel like you said, it might not be his fault. Oh, Mirko Cuello. Yeah, Mirko Cuello. Okay, I see. Yep. Why did he? Oh, Odebek Komatov at number 3. I didn't know he was ranked number 3. But it's like, bro, this is the second fighter you about to fight back to back. Bring it up, bro. Imagine if that was Tank, right?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Tank, dude. What do you mean? Imagine if that was Tank? Don't he do that?
See, I threw you an alley, brother. I threw you an alley, bro. I threw you an alley oop, bro. You know what I'm talking about? I threw you an alley,
Yo,
bro.
Tank do that, but at least Tank, he probably is a real 30 though.
Yeah.
No, that's why I give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I like that take. I never thought about it. I definitely think he could fight at 30. But yeah, man, I just feel like, man, like we letting this man ride out with gosh dang back to back, bringing somebody up, man. One guy off a loss.
Yeah.
Come on, dog. Stop his loss.
Sam Goodman lost? Oh no,
I was talking
TJ
about TJ Doheny, my bad. And Sam Goodman's undefeated. Nah, he's undefeated. He about to lose. He about to lose like crazy if you go fight Nick Ball.
Yeah, he about to get beat up.
Yeah, beat the hell up.
Out to anyway, still ducking the smoke, but all right.
Anyway, ducking. He ducking the wrecking ball. Oh, Lord.
Ducking the wrecking ball, bro.
I will say this though, right? Are you a little nervous about that fight if it happens? You got Nick Ball all the way.
Oh hell no. I'm gonna be loud, bro. Y'all gonna see me come out. Shoot, I'm gonna make y'all think about it twice. Y'all gonna be like, shoot, we might have to throw some money on Nick Ball the way Ryan talking.
No, I'm gonna tell you this though, in my personal opinion now, because Nick Ball get a little rough, man. You know, he done kicked TJ Doheny in the nuts. He done slammed Ronnie Rios like his Royal Rumble. I feel like I don't know how he's not gonna be able to do that to Inoue. And I'm not saying because of Inoue himself, but because like the refs ain't gonna let that go down. They ain't gonna, bro. You touch it.
That's gonna be in Saudi. What are you talking about? That ain't in Japan. Hell no. You turkey out his cheek.
Okay. If it's in Saudi, okay. He might have a chance there, but in Japan,
he getting touched up. That was a British board commission. They letting Nick Ball do what he do.
Okay. If we governed by the BBBFC and all that stuff, and yeah, I bet he might have a chance there. But if he go to Japan with that nonsense, man, he gonna get jumped in the ring. You gonna have Keyshawn Davis jumping him, now Inoue jumping him. The Commodore brothers jumping him.
Like, what? This guy's roughing up our man.
Hey, yo.
Hey, it is what it is. Nick Ball, man.
You,
like the shortest champ in boxing right now or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I would think so. Probably the only people short of him is the minimum weights and Oscar Collazo and Melvin Jerusalem, though. Yeah, Nick Ball.
Yeah. Dudes is like 108.
Dude small, man.
Oh, man. Hey, shout out to Junto. So who you want him to fight next?
Come on, man. I don't know if selfishly is the right word, but I want him to pursue undisputed. I would say selfishly because I feel like if he gets undisputed, man, can't nobody take nothing from him. You know, I feel like if he goes for Inoue immediately right now, obviously it's not even possible because he's fighting MJ Medali in September and then potentially Ball in December. So, but if he goes to fight Inoue, let's say if that was possible immediately. If he loses, which I definitely think is a possibility, I don't think he will, but I think it's a possibility, then I feel like people will just like throw him away. You know what I'm saying? But if you get undisputed and then you fight Inoue, then it's even more interesting, you know, and you could go try to do that, especially because Inoue's occupied. So I would prefer him to go undisputed, whether it's against the WBO champion Yoshiki Takei or the WBA champion Seiya Susumi, or Antonio Vargas, because Seiya Susumi has an injury, right? So he's a champion of recess.
Yeah, Antonio Vargas.
Yep. So Antonio Vargas, I would prefer that, man. And then talk about Inoue in 2026, like was the original plan. That'd be ideal for me.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be ideal for
me.
Do
you think does that fight happen at 22? Inoue and Junto?
I think 22. That's what I was thinking.
26.
Yeah, I was thinking 22.
Catch weight.
That's what I was thinking. 22, but you have a good point because Rudy Hernandez, Nakatani's trainer, for those of you that don't know, in the chat. He was talking about potentially fighting Espinosa, which I think he was capping, but if he's talking about that,
he was.
If he's talking about that and Inoue's fighting Nick Ball 126, then fight me at 126. Yeah, if I was Inoue, yeah, I'll force his hand. I'll call his bluff. Hey, you talking about fighting Espinosa, so fight me at 126. Go ahead and skip 122. Then I'd put it in favor of Inoue even more, you know, because Junto Nakatani never been at 122 or 126. So yeah, I think that's what I would do. Pull a big dog move. But I think it happens at 122 though. What about you? Where you think it happens?
I hope that he unifies, gets all the titles.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't sit here and wait for Inoue.
Come on now.
That'd be the worst thing he can do.
The worst, bro.
Dude, just go ahead, undispute, bro, and it'll probably be at 26. Yep. And like you said, I think it'll be Inoue playing his A-side role. Like, I'm up here. I'm not coming back down for you. You got to come up.
Yep.
And he gonna try to get the younger cat, on the way up. So he should be acclimated by then.
Yeah.
But yeah, Junto, like they look like his trainer already thinking about that. So like they probably already got that map planned out for him,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
is good.
Yep.
You can't look too far ahead, bro. You still gotta look in front of you.
Come on now.
Can't
Talk
look
to
too
him.
far ahead. You still got some champs you gotta beat.
Come on now.
And that whole anyway fight can be spoiled, bro. We seen it. We seen it like recently. Caleb Plant, bro.
Facts. My boy Caleb Plant got upset, man. Oh, that hurt my heart,
Yo.
bro. Oh, that hurt my heart, man.
Gotta make it to that next fight.
I got to deal with Oster in the chat talking trash now. You know, he don't like no fighter I like. I like Tank. He don't like Tank. I like Caleb Plant. He don't like Caleb Plant. He don't like no fighter I like, bro.
Oh, he don't like Tank.
He don't like Tank. He don't like Caleb Plant. He don't like Canelo. He don't like no fighter I like, bro. Shout out to my boy Oster.
Dang, bro.
He
Tank
like
a trendsetter.
Shakur, but yeah, man. Shout out to Tank, man.
He out here telling dudes about 3% now. Keyshawn out here talking like Tank. Oh, well, I need another belt for.
Well, I need a belt for you. He wilding. Man, he wilding, bro.
Oh, bro.
Man, Keyshawn is just. That's why I'm with you, man. He just looks so bad and so arrogant, and just the fact when he missed weight, he's like, "Oh yeah, the fight's gonna happen anyway." Shout out to De Los Santos. He said, "Hold my beer. Oh, we gonna see." Ain't nobody's puppet. Yeah, he kept.
No, that was good, man.
That was good. Very good. I'm so glad he did.
It's like, how the hell are you gonna say I'm not gonna try to make the weight?
Come on now.
Like, what are you talking about?
Come on, bro. So
you're not gonna try, and you expect me to fight you? Oh, now when I starved myself, I did the sacrifice.
Bro, you saw his
Part.
eyes. Oh my gosh, his eyes were sunk in, bro. And that's your choice to fight at 135. Move your fat ass up still, but at the same time, you could see what he went through to make the weight, and then you coming in talking about I ain't even. You're like, come on, bro. What are we doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. So okay. And then shout out to Samson. I usually don't say this. Shout out to Samson, but they obviously got the contract right because he got his whole purse, man. I never really heard of that.
The whole cake. Facts.
Yep. That's an easy decision, bro. What do you mean? I'm gonna get $400K and I don't even gotta go in the ring and punch one round with this goofball.
Come on now.
Hell yeah.
Come on now. And I'm gonna give your boy some props too, because shout out to Jake Paul. When Amanda Serrano had to cancel her fight, did he give her opponent, was it Nina Mink? He gave her the whole purse too, right? Shout out to him.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, he I take care of the women.
Yeah, shout out to him for that. Got to give him respect for that. He said, "Doc, you like all the fighters who might be on PEDs minus Tech." That's crazy. You don't put Caleb Plant on PEDs because he on snack, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. Shout out to Jaime Munguia though. We're gonna see about that B sample. So what you think, Ryan, about what do you think about? I was gonna ask you something. I just lost my train of thought. Mess around with Clone. Oh man, I was gonna ask you something. About Hitchens and Kambosos. That's his weekend, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Ooh, who you got, man? Ferocious?
I don't know, man. I got Hitchens, but I think it's gonna be like one of them fights. Like I'm not excited to watch. I don't know. I don't think Hitchens gonna. Hitchens, he kind of like Keyshawn. He talk a good game, and then he just be fighting. I'm like, bro, like all that talk, I don't see it in the fight. Like your mouth got more violence than you're fighting, bro. Like, come on,
talk to him. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Say you're gonna go in there and style on him instead of saying, "Yo, I'm gonna come in and beat the crap out of you.
Yeah,
you trash this."
Yeah, I'm gonna beat the shit out you. You gonna get messed up. You gonna be bloody.
I like Hitchens, but man,
I like Hitchens,
he talk a lot. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'll be watching my dude Tito Mercado. That's who I'm watching.
Who's he fighting?
I don't know, bro. Eddie needs to stop this. He needs to put him in a real fight.
He just called out to hear Albright.
Nah, he been calling people out, man. But
calling out everybody. Man. He ain't doing nothing, man. Tito ain't doing nothing, man. Ernesto Mercado ain't doing nothing, man.
Keyshawn Davis, you want to come up to 40?
Hey,
Tito Mercado will welcome you.
That'd be a good fight. I like that fight. I got Hitchens. Hitchens. I got Richardson Hitchens beating Kambosos, but I think it's gonna be better than what people think as far as competitively. I don't know if it's gonna be an exciting fight, but like you said, I think it'll be a competitive fight. I don't think he's gonna just mow right through him. Like you said, I don't think he's that type of fighter. I don't think he's that type of fighter. So, I got Hitchens winning though. I'm excited to see what's next more so for Hitchens. I ain't looking past Ferocious because I like Kambosos as well. I think people shit on him a little bit too much. But I think he's a decent fighter, so I think he's gonna put up a good fight. But I got Hitchens winning.
Yeah, I think so. I think as long as it lasts, it'll be all right. But I think Kambosos is just done. You know, he's lost like what 4 straight. Well,
Arguably,
technically
yeah,
4
yeah,
straight
because
to me.
you know he got the gift for Maxie Hughes. Some
He
people say he
did.
got
He
a
did.
gift with who was the last one? Jake Wiley. Some people say he got a gift with that one too.
Oh damn! I didn't watch that fight, so I can't speak on that
It
one.
was all right. I mean, I thought he won, but it just wasn't like, you know, like when you're a high caliber fighter or a champion level fighter, they expect you to just blow through a guy, especially on a late replacement. Because remember, Jake Wiley was a late replacement.
Yeah.
He didn't just smoke him, but I mean, I thought he won. So, but it definitely wasn't
Man.
like wouldn't galvanize your fan base. I'll tell you that. Wasn't that type of win.
No, I agree, man. I think Kambosos is done. Like especially after the last one, Lomachenko who stopped him, right?
Ooh, Loma stopped him in 11, right? I think body shot and
Yeah, he
another one.
stopped him.
And
I just
retired
don't
on
think
his ass.
moving up to 140 gonna solve all his problems.
Me either. I think it creates more.
Yeah.
I think it creates more than it solves, man. I think those guys are too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know who he
140 is a
beats.
deep division.
Yeah, bro. Who does he beat, bro? Like, be honest with you, I don't even think he beats his countryman Liam Paro. I think Liam Paro beats him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Liam
I
Paro's pretty
definitely
good
have Liam
too.
Paro over Keyshawn. I mean, over Kambosos. Yeah, and I like Liam Paro. I definitely have him over Kambosos. So, yeah. Yes, sir. He said, Keyshawn, the burger man, would send Mercado to the gulag easy. I got you. I agree too. He called him the burger man is crazy. Because I got to beat Ernesto too. What did Keyshawn do now?
That's
Go peep the last video.
fight.
Yeah, I think it's a good fight though. Yeah.
Got history, so
Yeah. I don't
there's
know
beef there.
what's next for Keyshawn. What do you think?
You got to go to 40. I mean, you can't just be
Yep.
unless I don't know. I don't know. He's gonna get stripped, right? He's gonna be.
Yep, he's stripped
I'm
already.
sure he's gonna get stripped.
Yep. It's vacant
So
right now.
he can't fight. He can't fight no Abdullah. So
Nope.
that
Man, he
was all
went,
cap.
yeah, all cap. And that's what that looks even worse now. It's like, bro, you were just capping, bro. I already knew it. When he said that, I was like, bro, first of all, Bob Arum's not gonna let that go down anyway. His two young bulls, you gonna have them fight right at this point in their career? Yeah, right. Not right now. But it's just crazy. Now he moving up. Like, bro, what are you doing? I think Abdullah Mason's gonna get the fight for that vacant title, though. What you think?
I don't want him to, but he
I
is
don't want
gonna.
him to either.
He's
I don't
gonna
want
get.
him to either.
Gonna get ordered, and like I think in the BO they got that new rule: if you're ordered as number 1, you got to fight for it, or you lose your rankings.
Oh, I got to look into that with Gustavo Oliveira.
Yeah.
I know he's ranked number 2 though. Number 1 is Sam Noakes. That's what I was thinking. It'll be
Yeah.
him versus Abdullah for the vacant title.
Yeah, it's gonna be the 1 and 2, which
that's
it
what
should always be.
Yeah,
You know, should never be interim champions getting elevated.
agreed.
You know, that's just nasty work. But like 35, man, honestly needs Abdullah Mason because these motherfuckers won't fight each other.
Come on now,
So
talk to him. And I like Tank, but
Abdullah
Tank got to
Mason
mix it
gonna
up, man.
fight.
I agree.
That's one thing about Abdullah. He gonna fight. So
Yep, I agree with that.
I'm with it.
Tank's my guy, but he got to mix it up with these other champions, man. I need that. Shout out to Amari Thomas, big member in the building. You got to mix it up, man. And yeah, I need to see some type of unifications, man. If Shakur gets past Zepeda, which I fully anticipate him to do so, you know, that's a fight I want, man. Tank and Shakur, ideally, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting to the point where I don't even think that fight happens, man. I think Shakur moves up, and that fight doesn't happen, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yo, Einer, is he jocking Lomachenko, bro?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey,
Come on, man. It's irony.
hey, I'm gonna give Lomachenko his month, bro. I'm not gonna do no slander. Shout out to him, he retired. Definitely an all-time great. But yo, don't act like he walk on water, yo. And I'll show y'all.
Come on now. That's Iridy's guy, bro. Everybody walks on water for Iridy. That's his guy. Gabe Flores Jr. fights on the 12th. Oh, is it Gabe Flores Jr. ranked number 3, Ty? I think he's ranked number 3 in
he's
the
up
WBO.
there.
Yeah, so if he fights
Yeah,
on the
he
12th, Ty's saying that the rankings are changed. Okay. So maybe you get Gabe Flores Jr. versus Sam Noakes potentially or something like that.
I think he's number 3.
Yeah, I think he's number 3.
Nah. I think Abdullah Mason gonna take it.
And take it. I mean, to be fair, I mean, they have another young bull WBO top rank, Xander Zayas. He has his vacant opportunity, right, with Sebastian Fedora giving up the WBO to fight Tim Tszyu.
Yeah.
So now he's fighting for a vacant title against Jorge Garcia Perez, who upset Conwell, right? So
Right. That's
so,
a tough fight.
You could be right. Yeah, I mean, I could see them doing the same thing for the young bull Abdullah Mason. You're right. Oh, Ty is saying that Sam Noakes will move down, Abdullah will move to 1, and Gabe will move to 2. Okay, I see what you're saying. So Sam Noakes will lose his number 1 spot. I see. Okay. I can see that.
Didn't Sam Noakes just win too?
Yeah, he just won. So yeah, that'd be crazy if they move him down. I would think.
I think he'll hold his spot.
That's what I was thinking. But maybe
I
Ty
think
right.
Sam Noakes got better wins, to be honest. No disrespect to Abdullah.
Mm-hmm.
He doing what he's supposed to do, knocking out whoever in front of him.
Hey, that stoppage on Nakatila was big, man. It was big, man.
You know, every time that something like that happens, they're gonna compare it to like Shakur's fight.
Yep.
Whoever he fought, right? Like,
Yep.
And that's
WBO.
exactly what they did.
Yep. WBO, whatever Bob orders, I'm telling you. But hey, that's your guy though too, right? Mercado also beat Nakatiya, so
yeah, stopped him in 2, but y'all don't want to talk about that.
I definitely don't. I'm not going.
Stopped him in 2. You didn't need all that work.
Who's his other L? Raymond Murataya, right? I think Raymond Murataya stopped him in like.
Yeah, Murataya stopped him in 2, I think. Or
oh, it's
also
2? Oh, okay, I thought it was like 7 or something. Who got more clout with WBO, Bob or Frank? Bob, I would say.
But like
Frank got
Gustavo.
Yeah,
Gustavo, he's a new president, yo.
Hey,
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question though too, Ty, because you gotta remember too, Frank was his guy was up there, right? He was really gonna get the Keyshawn spot for Barinchik. It was Mark Thunder Chamberlain, but he messed around and got upset by Josh Paddy. So I mean, Frank got a lot of pull with WBO as well. That's a good point.
He does.
Yeah, I would say Bob still though.
Tom there now. Yeah. Like you look at the whole BO, it's like all Queensberry's in the heavyweight.
Boy, they are
killing
it. Yep.
Ang, Cooley,
Worley and BO too, right?
I think he's in the BA. I think he's the interim champ of the BA now.
Okay.
He probably lost his position, but
true. Oh yeah, right, because he just won the interim with Hooney, right? Yeah. Question for you, man. How you feel about that count, man? People tripping, or was it a little quick?
Yeah, people tripping, man.
People tripping?
People tripping. I don't know how he would look. Like, we don't know how he looked when he got up, bro. Maybe his eyes were crazy.
That's a good point. I didn't see his eyes. I thought it was a little quick on the count. And I thought he got up at like 8 or 9. I went back and watched it a couple of times. I definitely didn't see the 10. But the thing why I'm not mad about it is because even if he beat the count, there's no telling. Maybe Fabio Worley would have put him on his back again, But I do feel like he deserved that opportunity. I thought it was a little quick. I don't think it was like super bad, but I do think it was. If I'm Hooney, I'm complaining. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe not Hooney himself, but like his team. I'm saying. Yeah.
Oscar Wiley.
Well,
Oscar, he didn't count till 5, bro.
Yeah, because of what it called, the ringside people were counting, but
yeah, they counted it. Yeah.
But I thought it was quick though. I'm with Oscar on that. I thought it was kind of quick, man. I feel like
I think Hooney was up by 10. But like, yeah, I don't know how he looked.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't see his eyes. Maybe his eyes were glossy. He was out of it. I don't know. That's a good point.
And then he didn't really. He wasn't mad. Like he wasn't. I don't know. Hooney didn't show me that he felt like he got robbed. So I was like, yeah, maybe he did feel like he was out.
Right. I will say this though. I agree with that because that's what I thought initially. But then I thought about it too. Is like maybe he's just like I'm not saying this to be like soft or anything. I'm just saying like maybe he's just more like a passive person, like maybe just like, hey, man,
no,
lost. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say that because he didn't outwardly express that he was mad. I will say this too, to reinforce that feeling on my behalf is that according to reports, his team has appealed it. His team has appealed the decision due to the refs fast count.
Good
I don't think they're gonna win it, but you know what I'm saying. I think that's. I think that's good that if I think you should always utilize every resource. If you feel like you're done a disservice, I think you should utilize every resource at your disposal to get the right thing done. But I don't know. I don't think it's worth appealing. I'm gonna be honest. Like for the outside looking in, I do think it was a fast count. I don't think it's worth appealing.
They're not gonna win because of which sanction body it is. It's the BA, man. Like the BA, they just.
Oh no, they ain't gonna win, but it's worth a shot.
They gonna say they investigate, and then they gonna, you know what I'm saying, like, bro, like we just saw it in the Tank fight, like, you know what I'm saying. My man's took a whole knee, and they said, well, the ref.
Facts. Steve Willis, man, he called.
They blew it off like it wasn't like there was nothing that was Lamont's team didn't do nothing, and
Yep.
I'm saying that's just what the BA you get with them. So that's why Box Rec took them off, because they just on bull all the time. But hey, like I'm saying, like we said earlier, bro, this is y'all gonna get mad at Keyshawn. Y'all gotta get mad at every outrage in boxing,
bro.
because
Everybody.
there's just so many.
So many, dog. So many, bro. So many. They just, pick and choose, man. Which I understand if you don't see it, but come on, man. There's no way you didn't see a lot of these things. You just pick and choose your outrage.
Yeah.
It's just wild to me.
There's robberies on the cards, man. Like,
come on now. Talk to him.
A lot of things. Guys not getting their shots. That happens a lot. Guys getting jumped in line. That happens a lot.
Facts.
We see guys coming off losses, getting title shots.
Come on now.
It's what it is, man.
And it's like, and no disrespect to Tim Tszyu, right? We know he was a beneficiary of that with the Sebastian Fedora, then immediately getting title shot with Bakram, right? But it's immediately, right? But then the outrage of Spence potentially being a beneficiary of that. It's like, bro, it didn't even happen. And people are mad about it potentially happened. It's like, bro, what are we talking about? Like, if Tim Tszyu could get it, I'm sure Spence deserves, I ain't gonna say deserves it, but I think that they're gonna give it to him as well, because he's a much bigger star, much more accomplished star. But also with the smaller weights though, like we were talking, it's like Daigo Higa, right? I mean, I know people ain't gonna notice it, but at 118, he fought Yoshiki Takei for the WBO belt, lost, and turned around and got a WBA opportunity against Seiya Susumi. You see what I'm saying? Back to back. And then now they're talking about him potentially fighting Antonio Vargas. You know what I'm saying?
For the title.
Come on now. Come on now. But people don't notice. It's like, bro, like, so when people say, oh, this shouldn't happen. Yes, you're right. It probably shouldn't happen, but it does happen. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it's just the selective outrage is crazy. Daigo Higa's about to get 3 title shots back to back consecutive, like a 3-peat on the title shots. Ain't win not nan one of them. he lost to Yoshiki Takei. He had a draw with Seiya Susumi. I'll give him that. He did have a draw. It wasn't a loss, but it wasn't a win. That was his last one, right? Yeah, it was his last one. Yes, sir. It wasn't a win, hell. My pound for pound been a month-to-month basis, and Triple D ain't never make it. Benavidez ain't done enough, and Tank is underachieving. I can't reward him for that. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I do want to talk about my pound for pound list, man. I do have an updated pound for pound list with Junto. For now, my boy's definitely on it. I like to be objective. That's my guy. But I never really put him on there. I never really solidified his spot. To me, with his win being the unified champion and the Ring Magazine champion, he solidified his spot, man. So I'm going to give my top 10, and I'd love to hear Ryan's opinion on it and give his. And I'd love to hear anybody else from the chat that wants to call in. Anybody can call in right now. See, I'm not good. Like, I wanted to have that little method, but, shout out to my guy Ryan, man. I want to keep him on here, man. I love having Ryan on here. Blessing us with his presence, man. His presence, big mouth. So, Junto... I love everybody on here. Let me make sure I say that, because I don't want people. Oh, you don't love me? I love everybody on here. let me be diplomatic.
Everybody got the whole community, man.
Yeah, I love everybody on here, but I'm just saying I don't get my boy on here that often, man. So shout out to my guy Ryan. But yeah, Junto Nakatani on the pound for pound list. My updated list is I got Bud number 1, Usyk 2, Inoue 3. I got Cinnamon 4. I got Bivol 5. I got Boots 6. I got Nakatani 7. I got Tank 8, I got Benavidez 9, and I got Oscar Collazo at minimum weight, the unified Ring Magazine champion at 10. And an honorable mention, I got Kenshiro Taraji 11, but I'm just going to 10. Yeah, I'm going to 10, man. What you think
man,
about that,
I think
man?
that's a good list. I think
Appreciate it, bro.
Pound for pound is so subjective. Everybody be getting mad if you leave their favorite fighter off. So I'm glad I ain't got no favorite fighter.
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna tell Nick Ball. Nick Ball got something to say about that.
Yeah, he ain't my favorite, but shout out to Nick Ball, because
Lord,
he be in there making it rough.
hey, I'm talking about he be mixing it up, boy.
Yeah, but you don't got Benavidez on there?
I do. I have Benavidez number 9 for me.
Oh, okay, number 9. Sorry.
Yeah, I got a number 9. Yeah. I got him right behind Tank. I got Tank number 8.
I find it hard to put him on there, but I can see him on there, because now he's a 2-division champ, right?
Yep.
He is.
Yep. And I'll say, like, to me,
his last 3 fights are good. I think his last
Demetrius
Andrade, Caleb Plant, and Morrell.
Yep. No,
those are good fights.
Not Caleb. Vosdik, Alexander Vosdik.
Sorry, Vosdik. Yeah.
Yep, those are good fights. Yep.
No, those are all good fights. Former champs.
Come on now.
Except for Morrell.
Come on
now. Morrell.
and that's an upcoming
Burrell was the up
monster
and
that was
coming.
chasing him. Right, exactly. That's
Yeah.
a great fight, in my opinion.
Yeah. I like to hear. Okay, Oscar got his.
Usyk number 1, Bud number 2, anyway 3, Bivol 4, 5, Cinnamon 6, Beterbiev, and 7, Boots 8, Big Junto 9, Taraji 10, Collazo. I forgot about him earlier. Okay, so I will say this. So I was just about to say it. I'm glad you said that. So the glaring guys that are missing for me on my list is Beterbiev and Shakur. To me, those are the two, and maybe Devin Haney as well. You know, I feel like I'm disrespecting Devin Haney as well. So to me, those are the glaring missing on my list. But I'm kind of cool right now today. That's why I'm going with it. But I do think the most is Beterbiev that I'm missing, and Shakur and Haney.
Only guy I'm like, I might take him off is probably Boots.
Boots?
Just because a lot of these other guys are like 2 division champs. Most of these guys.
True.
You know, even Tank, he's a 2 division champ. 3, I think, is he? Tank?
Well,
26,
you know, I say 3, but some people say 40 didn't count because there's a regular.
Oh yeah, the Reggie, right?
Yeah, but then the same people will say Pacquiao's an 8 division, even though those include some Reggies. But you know, it is.
He's like a 6.
Yeah, 6. Yeah. I call him an 8, so that's why I call Tank a 3. You know, consistency, people, consistency. I do call Pacquiao an 8.
Tank's definitely won in a couple divisions. So yeah, probably Boots I take off, and I'm not taking it off as disrespect. It's just. My man Boots, you got to move to 54, and that's where your legacy gonna be, my guy. That's where you gonna destroy people, and you're gonna get respect for it. I mean, beating Stanionis is big for me, but the masses don't look at it like that. They disrespected Stanionis, bro. Like
I'm telling you, bro,
acting like he was some bum. But
right.
I know you go up there and you beat like a Virgil or Xander, they gonna look, they gonna dub you as the guy.
Facts. They ain't got no choice but to embrace you then. Dub told me Boots and pound for pound is wild. I might be wild, bro, but
no, it's not that wild. But
Unified Ring Magazine champ, Dub. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. But no, I think that was a good point, though. What Ryan said, it's subjective, and then not only that, but like you said, the one division. You know, he doesn't have multi-division dominance or championship, so that's a good point.
Shout out to Canelo. Canelo's still in there.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
I got to put my boy on there, man. My boy Cinnamon.
You think I had this discussion with somebody else. You think Usyk over anyway is crazy?
Nah, I don't think it's crazy. I actually have Usyk over anyway, so
no, I do too, but
yeah, I don't think it's crazy. I think you know what's funny about that, man? I think that I like Inoue, of course. You know, Inoue's a beast. But I think sometimes it is a difference with weight classes, you know, and a lot of the time it's activity, you know, and availability, you know, less politics and stuff like that. So because there's less like depth as far as high profile, established good guys, you know what I'm saying? There's more of that in the heavyweight division and the higher divisions. So I think that Usyk, I do think his 2 times undisputed is more impressive than Inoue's. But I don't think it's not that big. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's shitting on Inoue, but I just think that Usyk is a little bit more impressive and he's fighting a lot more quality guys. You know, Inoue, you know, he got dropped by Ramon Cardenas. It was not bad. He recovered and it was a great fight, but it's still like, who would you say Ramon Cardenas is good? I like him, but who would you say is a Ramon Cardenas level heavyweight? Not a Jit Caballel, not Joseph Parker, not Daniel Dubois, not Anthony Joshua. You have to say like somebody like a Jermaine Franklin or something. Not even Chisora. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not even Chisora. Like, for real, you got to say somebody like that. So I know that, you know, shout out to Inoue, he has quantity because he's fighting more often than Bud and Usyk, but the quality is not really there, you know, as far as relative to Bud and Usyk, you know. So yeah, I don't think it's crazy. Yeah. I think you could justify Inoue being number 1 as well. I think all 3 of them, you know, Bud, Inoue, Usyk, they're interchangeable essentially. You know, they're both undisputed in 2 different weight classes and undefeated while doing it. That's phenomenal. So I wouldn't have a problem with somebody having Inoue 1, of course, but I just think for me, he's clearly behind Bud and Usyk for me.
Me too, but you know,
I don't think it's crazy though.
You know, the individual I was talking to is the Inoue love. Let's just say that. And
I already know.
Our whole conversation was okay, man. Like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna say my man Usyk's jumping up all these divisions, but Tyson Fury had like almost a 55-pound advantage on him.
Talk to him.
55 pounds.
Come
Like,
on now.
at some point, we got to look at that and say, who else is doing this?
Who else? Right. Right. Like, yeah.
It ain't like Fury's a bum, too. He's dubbed. You know, yeah, Tim Bradley out here saying he might be the best heavyweight ever. Like,
Ever.
you know,
I'm
he had to
talking
walk that back, but
Come on, bro. but you're right though. I mean, that's what they said. You know, ever. Lennox Lewis.
yeah,
Muhammad Ali. Rocky Marciano. You know what I'm saying? These are all heavyweights. So he said ever. Big George Foreman. Rest in peace. Rest in peace Ali as well. You know, all the ones, but most recently George Foreman. So when you say ever, that's what he's saying. He's saying over all these guys. So yes, he was wrong in hindsight, but that is what Tyson Fury carried with him. No one ever said that anybody that in a way fought was the best ever in their weight. I mean, maybe Nonito Donaire, Filipino Flash, and he fought him when he was damn near 40. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's no disrespect, but I think you have a very valid point. And at the same time, Usyk, they both 2 times undisputed, and it's not Usyk's fault he can't go up any further. And even though he can't go up any further, they still have the same amount of undisputeds. You know, so I know, how is that crazy? I think it's more justifiable, in my personal opinion, which is why I have Usyk above him. I think it's more justifiable to have Usyk above in a way than the other way around, man, you know. Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua's unified champion. Ramon Cardenas, that was his first time being in a championship fight. When he fought in a way, you know. So,
no, you're right, man.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah. I hated to do that to anyway, but I mean, shoot, man. It is what it is, bro.
It is what it is.
You're not fighting nobody.
Come on now. Before that was Yi Jun Kim. Before that was TJ Doheny. Before that was Louis Neary. Come on now. Come on, bro. What are we talking about? Louis Neary got stopped by Brandon Figueroa. He just got he just got whooped by Stephen Fulton, a guy that now anyway whooped. Come on, man.
Yeah. Shout out to my dude. He said Mario Tapales, and I was like,
Mahon Tabas is good. Filipino fighter. He's a good fighter.
Man, he good, but
Come on, dog.
Man, I heard Carmel was putting belt to ass and sparring when he was 16, man. So I
mean, I don't know, man.
But you want me to look at anyway like a god for when little kid was beating up on him too, man.
I like Marlon Tabas, but it's just, you know, and he's good. I'm looking forward to him, you know, seeing, I think he has a fight coming up too or something. Or he just had a fight or something. But yeah, it just doesn't, and maybe that is maybe they're victims of being in the smaller weights, people don't pay attention, but I'm sorry, bro. Like, we talking about Tyson Fury, like you said, he was considered an all-time great until he met Usyk. Usyk is the one that took his O. You know, I'm talking about, and did it twice, back to back, you know? So, nah, bro. And even another guy, I mean, show me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, show me a guy that in a way beat that's a champion right now. I mean,
yeah.
Daniel Dubois is somebody Usyk beat.
Go back.
Come on now.
Like Stephen Fulton.
Come on now. Stephen Fulton. Yeah, oh, Stephen Fulton. There you go. Yeah, you're right. Stephen Fulton. But
that's who we got to go back to, which is a couple years now, ain't it?
Come on now. A couple years ago now. Daniel Dubois is a champion right now. Usyk packed him up. He's a champion right now. You know what I'm saying? So Anthony Joshua was in a title fight. Usyk packed him up. So it's like, I don't know, bro. I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah, he beat Fury twice, man.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Unified.
You're not ready for that conversation.
Come on. Unified champion Fury. He said anyway has fought a cheater, old man, orphan.
Iron's getting behind the wrong Ukrainian dude. Wrong you, Iron.
Yeah, I already
the one you need.
Facts. Talk to him.
Putting up on water, bro.
Facts. That's a fact right there. Shout out to Ryan.
That's the one who was doing the gangster shit.
Come on now. Come on now. He said, Oscar said, anyway, fought a cheater, old man, an orphan, a Lyft driver, nothing but that is a fact, though. Cardenas was a Lyft driver. I don't know what being an orphan got to do with it. That's messed up, but
yeah, I don't know. Orphan, yeah. He was an orphan.
But an old man, yep, TJ Doheny, he's an old man. The cheater is Neary. And I will say this, I did like the Neary fight, though, because of the historical implication, you know, but we got to realize that that's what made it good. The fact that he cheated Yamanaka and his former countryman on PEDs and overweight, and he was banned from Japan. So it was like he did a service to Japan and got some revenge for Japan. But as far as Louis Neary being personnel wise being a good opponent, I mean, he wasn't a good opponent. He just had some historical context. You know, that's why it was so great. You know, you can make a movie out of that storyline. But it wasn't like, oh, Louis Neary was some big bad wolf. No, he just got stopped by Brandon Figueroa. And Brandon Figueroa is good, though. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah, we saw what Cool Boy did, though.
Come on now.
You know, shout out to Cool Boy Steph.
Come on now. Second time beating him too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
The second time beating him.
Second time. Yeah. Shout out to Stephen Fulton, man. Moving up to 30 now.
That's a good one, man. I don't know who you got. That's a 50-50 for me, man. Him and
Nah,
Foster?
Oscar. Sorry, Shockey Foster don't let his hands go. So I think Cool Boy could get out there first. Be first. He'll win.
Yep.
Shock. I don't know if Shock's been in the ring with a guy like Fulton, like skill for skill.
Yeah.
He's usually the more skilled guy, but Fulton might be more skillful than him.
Yeah. Facts. He said ain't Kim. No, you're right. Yeah, I knew you were talking about Yuju Kim. I'm saying that don't make him a weak fighter because he's an orphan.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're wrong about him being an orphan. I didn't get the relevance. Yeah, that'll make him weak. hey, Oscar, you wildin', man. That's funny as hell, bro. That was too funny, man. Shout out to my guy Irony. He dropped his list. He said 1 Usyk, 2 Bud, 3 Inoue, 4 Bivol, 5 Beterbiev, 6 Boots, 7 Junto, 8 Benavidez, 9 Shakur, 10 Collazo. Not mad at that. Not mad at that.
Ooh, he got Boots over Junto?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yo, Dub, you gotta drop your list now because you really don't like Boots on this list.
Man, Dub don't like nobody, bro. Shout out to my boy Dub. Yeah, we need to see that list, bro.
Drop your list, bro.
You feel me? Drop that list,
he
man.
He said Boots fought 24 rounders. Hey, yo, man.
Hey, I thought Ty was pulling up, man.
Rest in peace, Cameron Duncan, man. But he had Boots on that track, yo.
Rest in peace.
Boots got like, what, 30 fights now or something like that?
Yeah, I think 30, 31, 32, something like that.
And he's still in his 20s.
Yeah, man. Tighten up, bro. Boots is good, man.
Nah, Boots is good for real.
But
I'm gonna slide on out, man.
Slide? All right, bro. I appreciate you pulling up, man.
I got work tonight, so
right,
catch
bro.
a little snooze.
Yes, sir. Get your rest, man.
Peace.
Yes, sir. God bless, man. Shout out to my boy Ryan Fraser, Boxing Talk up north, man. Big North in the building. That's what we call him over here. Good dude right there, man. Go hit him with a follow. Yeah, I'm gonna try to drop his link. I've got my boy Ty pulling up. My guy, what's good, brother? The good brother Ty in the building.
Here.
Yes, sir. Great to kick it with my boy, man. Talk to me, man. What's the pound for pound list looking like?
Man, I had to put it in the chat. Let me read it.
You did put it? Oh, my fault. I missed it. My bad, bro.
Like I said, this joint is subject to change. It's a month-to-month basis based off of accolades, who you fought when you fought them, and of course, relevancy. Right now, currently at number 1, Usyk.
Hey. Fire. Not mad at that.
2, I have Bud.
Fire.
3 is Inoue.
Hey. The monster.
Hold on, my damn headphone fell out.
Oh, you good? I found your list too. I just found it. I scrolled up.
I got Bivol at 4.
Hey. Big
Canelo
Bivol.
at 5. Better be at 6.
Oh, my boy got
7
cinnamon at 5?
Nakatani.
Hold on now. Shout out to my boy Ty. Let's get right.
It's based off of what you have done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big cinnamon.
You did it.
Undisputed, man. Let's go.
8, Bam Rodriguez.
Hey.
I don't like some of the opponents, but I gotta respect some of the accolades.
Yep.
9, Stevenson.
Big Shakur. Okay. I'm not mad at that.
He almost didn't make the cut. It was somebody else that could have, but he did some hoe shit. 10, Jerron Boots Ennis.
Big Boots.
We've only had 2 lineal champs at 147 in 20 years.
I'm not mad at that
I guess
list, man.
my honorable mentions, Tank, because I need to see what you're doing.
Not mad at that.
You need to actually move forward with that fight with
Lamont Roach.
Lamont Roach,
Facts.
because to this day, that shit is not solidified with them. You got people in your car waiting.
Crazy. Crazy.
7 Miles Haney, I need to see something. You've been on the Friends for like the last 2 years. I understand what happened with Ryan, but you got to show me something. You ranked number 1 in the WC for what? Theo, in the ring, you are talented and special. But all the Mickey stuff you be doing and ducking fights, the weird matchmaking, bruh, you can easily be on this pound for pound list in your sleep, but you choose to do hoe shit. David Benavidez, bro, you in the same boat as Tio. I don't care about Canelo ducking you because your boy Samson ain't forced the issue.
Talk to him. Talk to him. I love that. I got to say on that. That's a good list. That's a fire list. Yo, Dooley, what up? Yeah, man. I love to hear your opinion for our close shop. I love to hear your opinion on what you think is next for Keyshawn, how you think the situation is gonna be handled from a top rank standpoint and the next fight standpoint. If you have one, if you have an opinion on it.
Trying to remember what this guy's name is. What is it? Something Santiago. They're going to put out a little quick press conference, act like they reprimanded him, but low key, Bob is going to put some shit together. Keyshawn going to have to bite the bullet and take the pay cut and go fight. Damn, I can't remember this kid's first name. Last name Santiago, ranked with the WBO. You know, Bob going to make it happen.
Make it happen.
The only difference, because with Keyshawn missing weight and being stripped, now they can't force Keyshawn on Tio. He may have to sit for, wait, how many months ago did Tio fight?
May, so last month. Seems like a long time ago, right? That's crazy. He did fight at the beginning of May. May 2nd.
So essentially, Keyshawn have to wait maybe 17 months.
Ooh wee, that's tough.
From last month.
See, that's why you gotta act right, man. Oh, you talking about Alfredo Santiago?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
You know, that's one of them top ranked layups.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, that's why you got to do right, man. And like I say, outside of the criticism and all that other stuff, man, and the inconsistencies of people's positions on it, I think that, yeah, man, this is indicative. I mean, it's important that you have to know your position, bro. It's not just about being a star. You know, it's about representing yourself appropriately too. And sometimes, like this one part, I agree with Oster. You know, some people have certain responsibilities, whether it's fair or not, to uphold a certain standard. You know, it's not fair, and I'm gonna point out those inconsistencies. But at the same time, you still gotta do what's best for you and your people. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they may look like, or whatever that may represent. You know, and when you have people like my boy Ty, we were talking about it earlier. He's like, man, the people, the local stores, you know what I'm saying, coming out for you, celebrating you, sponsoring you, and you know what I'm saying, it's just not a good look, man. You kind of betray. You kind of betray them, you know. And there's no guarantee he was going to beat De Los Santos. I know a lot of us thought he was, and I include myself. But you know, so you could lose, but it's different if you fail because you don't perform or you just not the better person. But he failed because he didn't even give himself opportunity to perform. You know what I'm saying, or put on for the people. You know, so that's a different type of letdown. Anybody could lose. You know, that's nothing. You give your best effort, then let the chips fall as they may. But when you don't even make yourself available and you know, don't hold up your end of the bargain, that's not good. No bueno.
extremely upset with Keyshawn.
Mm,
Missing the weight, all right, we can fix that. Put out a public statement, we move forward.
mm,
But you played in the face of your fans,
mm.
and then you finessed some of your supporters.
Yep.
Ain't no way in hell, me as a private business or a clothing company, I sponsor y'all and I pay each of the DB3 brothers individually
Talk to him.
1,500 to wear my merchandise for their ring walk, and none of y'all show up with my shit on.
Talk
But y'all
about
took
it.
the money.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
What we doing?
Talk
You
about it.
parading around the event, high as shit, eating popcorn. Bro, didn't you learn your lesson with Nahir Albright the first time?
Hey, yo.
If y'all think I'm joking, go look at the clip of him eating the popcorn. It's not like he actually needs glasses, so his eyes ain't squinting for a reason, for no reason.
Mm.
And they're geeked up.
Yep. I like Tank. Get out of here, Oster. Now you capping. He said, Running Reb says, Dave Benavidez is proof that Keyshawn can get back. Thank you, Reb. Failed a drug test, lost belt on the scale, brawl on camera. Now they say the face is ducking. Come on now, Reb. That's all I'm saying. Like I say, you know me. I like Benavidez. I'm not saying that to incriminate. I'm definitely not saying that to incriminate Benavidez or Caleb Plant. You know, I was hurt when he just lost. I'm just giving you examples of other times that similar situation where these guys have bounced back. It's going to be harder, like Oster said. You know, I'm not combating or refuting what Oster's saying. I'm just saying that I'm going to point out these inconsistencies, and we're going to realize that why is it harder? And we know why it's harder for certain fighters or certain people, not just fighters, in any walk of life. Why is it harder? It shouldn't be harder, but at the same time, if you didn't do the wrong thing, you wouldn't be in this position in the first place. So I'm not overlooking that. I'm not overshadowing that. I'm not covering that up. I'm just saying that we should also hold everybody to the same standard, not just people on convenience. That's all. But yeah, he said I lied. Okay, shout out to my boy Oster. He said, yeah, but exactly, man. That's my point. You know, Caleb Plant bounced back. The Kamada brothers bounced back. Benavidez brothers bounced back. So yeah, now if he does it again and he does it again, then of course, then we start to, you know what I'm saying, exile him or excommunicate him or any other word that's synonymous with getting him up out of there. That's when we do that, you know. But you know, we can't be ready to toss somebody off of their, you know, off of one mistake. Like, come on, it's a bad mistake, but it is one, man.
Especially when we see people that have done similar or worse habitually.
Come on now.
The only sad thing is with Keyshawn looking the way he does,
yep,
he's not going to get another chance.
Nope.
Unlike the person that he was compared to earlier.
Yep.
I like David Benavidez.
Yep.
But the standard got to be the standard at some point.
Yep.
The reason why he was able to do that is because of how he looked, and he gets to parade himself around here and tell y'all certain things, and people go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we don't like certain other guys.
Mm-hmm. All facts, no fiction. Said, okay. Shot the dub. He said, see y'all when Hitchens fight happens. All right, Canelo, you be easy, bro. Yeah, I saw Hitchens about to fight. I was watching the thing today. What was it called? Make the Days Count or something like that. Matchroom stuff. It just got released. Another episode got released with Hitchens and Cambosos. I was watching it. All right. He said, I think it's about 15 minutes long. I was watching while I was getting ready for the show and working out. He said, Usyk, Bud, Bivol, Beterbiev. So Usyk 1, 2, Bud, 3, Bivol, 4, Beterbiev, 5, okay, we got cinnamon on there. Let's get it. Ain't no way my boy put Tyson Fury at 6. Dub, get out, bro. The man retired, man. But all right, he might come back. In a way, 7. Damn. Tank 8, 9, Shakur 10, Junto. I'm not mad at that. That's for me. Everything else is mentions Haney. Okay, honorable mentions Haney, Bend of Violence, and Bam Rodriguez. Not mad at that. Like Plant talk, no bite. Hey, but Ty, man, I appreciate you coming through, man. I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. Y'all check out the videos I dropped earlier. Anything you want to leave the family off with?
We told y'all about Junto.
Told you.
You know what I mean? No matter if it was 5, 6, or 7.
Talk to him.
That boy 199.
Talk to him.
I know you wrapping it up, but yo, whoever trying to yap and talk boxing, Go to the members chat.
Let's get it. You heard it, man. Yes, sir. BTF, Boxing Talk Family Members Chat, man. If you are a member, you have access to the Discord voice channel, whether I'm on or off live, man. So go chop it up with my boy Ty. I'm about to go ahead and call it to get some food. I appreciate y'all rocking as always, man. Shout out to my guy Ty for pulling up. Shout out to my boy Ryan. Shout out to my dog Ryan. Shout out to my dog Ty, man, for pulling up, man. Ryan Frazier, Boxing Talk up north. Ty Morissette, aka Mr. Well, actually, aka Big Bank. You know what I'm talking about? Take a little bank. All right, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man.
All right, Doc.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to do some snitching.
Yes. God bless. Bodega, aka Bodega Ty. You know, I forgot about that one. My fault. I forgot about Bodega Ty. You feel me? AKA Bodega Ty. Yes, sir, man. So yeah, I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. So the new format I was trying to implement, you know, shout out to Dub for asking. I want to give people opportunity to just call in, you know, and just have the time for themselves, as opposed to having everybody in and we're debating, because sometimes we get a little sidetracked, which is not a bad thing all the time, but I think it kind of messes up the flow. So I want people to be able to call in and just speak their piece, you know, no interruption. If you want to have a conversation with multiple people, then we could do that like at the end of the show and stuff like that. But throughout the show, I want people to call in. And I'm gonna give everybody like 3 minutes to say their piece, man. That's a 1-round heavyweight bout, and people done got knocked out in the first round. You know, I'm talking about, rest in peace, Bernie Mac. So you know, people got knocked out in the first round. So 3 minutes is enough time for people to say their thoughts. But if you are a member, you get even more time. You know what I'm saying, to share your thoughts. And that's just some of the perks we give to the members, man. So I'll be back on for the late show, good Lord willing. I appreciate y'all rocking as always, man. Shout out to my guy Clone for hitting the Cash App with the $10, you know. And yeah, appreciate the love, man. So don't forget to like the video. Go check out the last video I dropped, man. I dropped 2 videos yesterday. Two very good videos, if I do say so myself. Shout out to everybody that supported that and checked that out already. Shout out to my guy Ty Morissette, man, renewing the membership at the master's level. You know what I'm talking about? That means my boy educated in this boxing talk. Not the graduate, not the GED level, not the bachelor's level. My boy is the master of boxing talk, man. Shout out to my boy for renewing that membership.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
Shout out to my guy renewing that membership for 30 days, man. He said he's not leaving, not going anywhere, man. I appreciate y'all supporting the Boxing Talk family, man. Appreciate the members. Appreciate everybody, man. But yeah, your boy about to go ahead and get off, man. So y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. Remember, we can do anything without God. We're nothing. I'll catch you for the late show at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good Lord willing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.